We weren't playing that yet. That's too soon. Oh no. So we'll do this one for now. But yes, if the background music wasn't it, I was gonna do Ace Attorney just because I'm a little tired today. I apparently had a busy day. Hey, we're back! Hello, nice! You guys came back! Even after yesterday's whole kerfuffle. Welcome back! It's weird to actually kind of see this model on, to be honest. I'm still not used to it. The 4K! Oh my god. The 39 months. Oh shit, that has been long. Thank you, Nia. Hi. Welcome back. Hi. It's still weird, yeah. I'm not gonna be used to seeing this. I've had this in my computer for like so long. I was like, one day. And then I'm like, nah. And I'm like, oh no, actually it is happening. Okay, alright. Yay! I hope you guys had a good Saturday. Mine was just busy. I had errands to run and then trying to remember what things I have to fix and things to do. And then I took a nap because I had a headache. But I think it's because I didn't drink enough water all day. All I've had was a matcha latte and a lot of soda. And Chick-fil-A. But I hope you guys had a good day.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch!
I figured, alright. Ooh. Fine. Should I up the points again? I don't know. Should I make it more expensive? Actually. Actually, let me take this off. Because I'm not outside anymore, so I need the mask, so. No! Come on. You guys like to spam that, and the next thing I know, I have like 3 bottles of water emptied out because you guys like just chuck that point in. They just say you didn't drink any water. Yeah, but then I took some like sips of water when I got home, so like I had like some water. Some water, okay? It's not all that bad. There was water in some of the food I ate, although like probably not a lot, but like still better than nothing. So I think you're like worrying too much. Yeah, it is like 8-ish, but you know, I'll have more water before I go to bed and then I'll just sleep it off and I'll be fine. Like always. Let's see. What did I want to do? I was gonna do Ace Attorney just to finish it because we're so close to the end, and then I can finally go on to the rest of it. But I was also thinking, because I have like a shit ton of games, I was gonna do like the spin the wheel. Be like, all right, I don't know what we're playing, so you guys spin for me, and we'll do that. But there's too many, and I don't know if it would fit on the wheel. Ace Attorney feels like it's taking forever, yeah. I mean, it's just because I think as each chapter gets like longer and longer, like the first chapter is like an hour, and then the second one's like 2 hours, and like the third one's like 2.5, and then like, you know, just top 3 games that come to mind, then they're all gonna be gacha, then that's the problem. It's all gacha. The rest of it is like a lot of RPG games, and then there are some that like you guys have gifted to me, and I feel bad not playing it just because I'm like, I want it gathering dust in like proverbial purgatory, so I have to eventually get to it. But I think we're near the end. It has to be, and this one has to be like close to the very end. So I just want to finish Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and then take a breather from that, and then eventually go to Hall of Justice, and then eventually go to Edgeworth. So we might get around to Hogwarts Legacy Game by 2030. If I don't 100% everything, I could probably just go straight story, no side quests, we be good, you know, that kind of thing. What else? There's also like a dragon that I did want to play. Resident Evil 4 will be a challenge. I'll need someone in the room to be like, I can't shoot! I have terrible eye coordination. I don't know where the fuck the zombie is. Please help me. Or I run out of bullets and I'm like, well, this is how I die. Poor management resources, but that's my own fault. You know what? I think we'll swap it. Let's swap it over. Hope this works. Raccoon Berry will help that. The fact that he does mods in Left 4 Dead and stuff like that, it's kind of hilarious. I'm like, oh, this isn't as like bad as I thought it was. It's kind of funny to see like the mods in there running around. Let me see. Let me push this over. Does this work? No, that doesn't work. No, that didn't work. That didn't work. Hold on. Yes, work. Okay, there we go. Hogwarts Legacy Apprentice says it'll be like 26 and a half hours just zooming through the story. So if I ignore all side quests, I could probably finish it. But like side quests is like so nice. That's a Bomb Master Resistance. I know that Arpotate, the guy who made it, I was not sure what I wanted for like a transition. The dude was like, well, I'm gonna go off your color scheme. You look like a Switch. Let's do that. I'm like, yeah, perfect. I don't know what else I wanted to do. So I was like, 26 hours in Raimi's time, probably like 1.5 years. Not wrong. You guys are actually right. It could take forever. It'll be an eternity. We'll be here and be like, girl, you're not done yet? There's like 50 other games that came out in the 2.5 years that you took to finish this game. Like, come on now. So you know, hours for completionist and I'm not a completionist. I don't charge to do that extra stuff. Oh yeah, we stopped at this part. Alright, let's do this dance. All I remember is we have a dead man on our couch. And Iris won't say why. Those damn gotchas distracting you their waifus? Yeah, you know, look, it's... There are so many things in life I can enjoy. I would like to enjoy looking at pretty men and women. And if it means I can play online and use them in combat or also continue with the story, why not? But yeah, I am behind so many gotchas, like, oh my god. Alright, let's see if I remember. Post your 2-year report in Starro when you get around to it. Oh, they're doing that. That's right. They sent an email like, hey, we reached 2 years old. I'm like, woohoo! I spent 2 years spending on 8-year plays. How much did I spend? I'm like, do I want to know? I feel like I'll cry if I see the number. 26 and a half hours for story plus some time for side quests, 35 to 40 hours. If I play... Now, if I only worked 2 days out of the week and spend like the next 3 to 4 days averaging 8 to 10 hours, I could finish it, but that's like a lot of time. 45 hours for side quests, oh my god. Could. I'm at 74 hours into the game, maybe a third of the way through. Holy crap. So I can't take my time with it. That means I'll have to spread it out like all the other games. Go whatever pace works for you, best in your enjoyment. Thank you. I'll try. The only problem is I'll be like, I'll put this for next week, and then new game's up, and I'm like, oh, this new game is so fun, and then like, oh shit, new event, I gotcha. We'll push that back, and then I'll push it back, and then push it back, and then we just like Metaphor Fantasia. We don't see it again. Which I will finish that one. I promise you, I will finish that one. I do want to finish the game. 45 for story and side quest. I think so, right? Like bare minimum side quest, but full story, I think. Pretty smooth for some of the puzzles. Right now I'm struggling to not start Claire Obscure. Oh, if it's hard puzzles, I'm just gonna Google it. I'm like, I know it's supposed to be smart, you know, and I pick wizard all the time, and you're supposed to be intelligent with it, but some of the people just make puzzles too hard, and it's just, I just want to have fun. I'm not here to get like, you know, my brain smooth out into a flat sheet. People actually enjoying Hogwarts Legacy now? Because I remember people saying the game was mid or something. I think some parts of it were. I know the whole controversy and all that, and people were like, oh shit, you support this and that, you're a terrible person, we're not playing this game, boycott it, and then that died down. My copy of the game is coming in like 2 weeks. Oh, you put the physical copy! Close to finishing Metaphor? I am. I'm at the very end. I just need to kill the last dragon, but I also want everyone to get their royal soul. So the only holdup is Heisme, Yufa, and I think Cilio, because those were the last 3 that had like really weird requirements, and I can't get to all of them in like that one battle before, you know, we fight Luis. It's fairly mid, but it's still unfortunate that this is the best actual Harry Potter game there is. I haven't played the other ones, so I can't say for certain except be like, alright, I'll go with your opinion, everyone. You guys seem to know what's good or not. Unless you talk about Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone for PlayStation 1. I forgot! The PlayStation 1 did have one. I never played that one. I never got the PlayStation 1 as a kid because, you know, Asian parents don't believe in game consoles. Alright, let's see. First, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's a German with no grasp of the English language. As evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when we ask to desist. So, why is the man here at all, in such an apparently high spirit? And the answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of this mystery. The reason for the man's mildly irritating wobbling reveals by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal blend. The tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirit soar, and resulted in this joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips. I eagerly await sampling that flavor myself, and I may enjoy the fellow in this state of elation. Now, to the next question. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly on the seat? Or is it settee? Seaty? Settee? What? Didn't finish it because he's an elder. I understand. No. The elders are the best race. But then again, I'm like, you know, they're all pretty cool. I don't have a favorite, but elders are pretty chill. Sorcerer's Stone for PlayStation was weirdly popular. I think it was just because Harry Potter, when it came out, it was like such a huge hit, you know? It was like everyone wanted something of that series or franchise. In case none of you were here earlier, no more Hydra, no matter how much voice acting she does tonight. Let me die of thirst, I see. I didn't say stop, just don't do it back to back to back. I run out of like water in like not 2 hours. You guys kind of let me like finish it pretty evenly out there today. Yes, I did get the physical copy of Clear Obscure because I like physical copies, and it seems weird how rarely you find physical copies of some games. Yeah, I think is it like just cost saving? Like it's easier to just give a digital than actually make the physical case and disc, is what I'm assuming. As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. It requires the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proven problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Goldstreit Sigismund von Orlstein. The King of Germany. The King of Germany? My memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question. That man belonged to the King of Germany. It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afford him. He decided to show his face again, mask and all, ordered to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch indeed. Wouldn't you agree, my dear fellow? No, I won't. So the identity of this masked visitor is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, his son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exhibition. I don't know. What king will come to this office? If anything, he'll be asking us to come to him. It's also because Sorcerer's Stone came out for PlayStation 1, so when the PlayStation 2 was already out, but the games were like crazy. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. But you're apparently inexplicably silent, and unable to hide the truth. Silence. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. A £5 note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness, earning yourself some spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the king's secret. I don't know why more games are becoming digital only, but it's becoming really annoying. Cost-saving measures. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna assume. Especially if they're gonna be like, what, $90 soon? I mean, can it be a discount if I buy the physical copy? Can you knock it down to be cheaper by like 20 bucks, please? I can't afford a $100 game like that for only 26 hours of story time. What is the secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? We need only follow that brief involuntary twitch of your eye to find the answer. You were attempting to abscond with a coffee cup. Why would she abscond with it? She loves these. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say, the handle of my favorite coffee cup? It appears that His High Spirited Highness broke it in the midst of his hijinks. Which leads us to the sad truth. My favorite coffee cup was broken by the King of Germany, and Iris, you tried to conceal it from me. I shall have a bill sent via governmental channels to the German royal family for its replacement. To hide the coffee cup? I don't think so. Thus concludes Herlockstrom's great deduction of this painful puzzle. Hi, Raccoon! Thanks for lobbing me with cheers. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Welcome back after the scuff.
Brodend wie ein Feuerberg, den Schlund es mir verbrannt, ach Hopfen deine Wut.
With your signs as well, the feathers jovial warbling by the rings in the air, does not. Starting stuff for repo? Still experimenting? How's the repoing going? Oh, I believe I'll put out a notice later. But I was thinking if anyone is free for next Friday to do another repo. If Friday doesn't work, there's always Saturday. So I'll leave that in the Discord in case anybody is interested and would like to plan ahead of time if they would like to join. I'm in the community. Ooh, are you also carrying everyone? Thank you for the carry. Mr. Sholmes, I must say something does rather trouble me. Pray, Mr. Sato, do tell. His Royal Highness doesn't appear to have moved a muscle since we arrived. And you haven't said a word either, Iris. If Mr. Sholmes has it all right, you might as well own up to it now. Oh, I did carry once because everyone's tight. Is everyone doing better this round? Your reasoning isn't entirely without substance, I must admit. And one other thing, Mr. Sholmes. It's another grievance, Mr. Naruto? Surely not. Well, I actually read the story of that case recently, the one you were just describing. And according to that, at least, it wasn't the King of Germany. It was the King of Bohemia. Is that the King of Bohemia? Goodness, was it? Yes, that's quite true. Master Gotz, the prince, testified to that in court. In his words, I have come to see the Great Ace exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. Weren't you there? I'm pretty sure he was in there. I would ask you to keep that minor error to yourselves. It could easily become quite a scandal. I believe, Mr. Naruto, that it's our turn now to make some corrections to a number of minor errors that may have slipped in. Yeah, even Mr. Sholmes was willing to admit he might be slightly wide off the mark this time. Although it's clear that Iris is definitely hiding something. We need to find the truth behind this mysterious scene. But one truth is incontrovertible. My favorite coffee cup is no more. So, shall we embark again on a joint presentation of Herlockstrom's logic and reasoning spectacular? Alright, I'll clean up like always. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. It's not the King of Germany. Consider his nationality. He must be Bohemian, yes? Let's see, where is she looking? I don't think it's the cup, it's never the first thing. So, what, It's some mix of herbs that give you the urge to sing? Goodness, I should like to try some. I like to hear you singing, but this man, just how long does he intend to keep up with that tune, do you suppose? As I said, he's been stuck still the entire time. When you feel it closely, his lips aren't moving either. Oh! So I'm not sure what's exactly responsible for the spirited singing. A gramophone? The music player of that time? But I suspect the answer lies at the end of Iris's gaze. This?
Take that!
The reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the gramophone. Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into an obscure folk song when making a social call. In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all. In fact, it would appear that the fellow is unconscious. Ugh, the music seems to have stopped now. Thank God. I ask you, Mr. Naruto. Yes? Why would I have purchased a recording of that gibberish? How should I know? Well, never mind. On with the deduction. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly on the seat? Who is it? Oh, I wish I could like speed through this part. We've already read it. It's not German. Probably Bohemian. Nope. Alright. What's my next? Please, I just want to skip through this. This is so long and boring. Alright, there we go. Although we were established that it was actually the King of Bohemia, it seems Mr. Schultz intends to persist with this German theory for some reason. Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't he? Master Gotts, with the Bohemia head in tears. Don't remind me, or anyone else. Do you suppose all members of the aristocracy of mainland Europe wear masks? I'm sure they do. Well, probably, anyway. The point is, that mask doesn't belong to any king. No, that's right. As we well know, because we can identify the true owner of this mask. It's our best friend, not best friend / boyfriend.
Take that!
Yes. There can be no more question. The mask belongs to Kazuma Sergi. In other words, my memory is sublime and unreliable. Only you can try to make that sound positive. Kazuma's mask has been languishing in the metal chest for several days. Though that doesn't explain why the gentleman is wearing it now. But it is now a simple matter to determine our guest's true identity. After all, the gentleman is unconscious. We need only excuse ourselves in advance, gently lifting the mask and peer beneath it. I think I know who it is, and this is gonna make me a little worried. It's Susato's dad. I know that hat. I don't believe it. Father! I'm afraid, Mrs. Sato, you must be No! I think not, Mr. Sholmes. Then it would appear our logic and reasoning has once again revealed the truth. This mysterious visitor is my unconscious father, Eugene Mikotoba. Did you poison him? Logic and reasoning? Or just looking and saying? Woohoo! So why is she silent? Let me through! It's not that. There's something else in the back, I'm sure. So that's a 5-pound note poking out from Iris's knapsack, is it? Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most money that we encounter is a coin form. I know. I'm not even sure we've seen any banknotes here in Britain at all, have we? But anyway, Father would never have paid money for Iris' silence. He certainly seems like the silent type himself, though, judging by his present state. There must be some other reason for Iris is silent, I suppose. Because what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes is something entirely different. Not that. It's not that. It's the metal chest?
Take that!
Oh, she must have finally opened it. No, she's opened it before. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest. An excellent observation. For upon closer inspection, there is something different about the chest's appearance. It's been opened. It's kept locked at all times, yet now the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. It's a simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure. I merely need to open this chest. Here we go. No! Hurley, don't! Oh, shit. What? Mr. Sholmes! Hurley! He's dead. Never! Oh, Hurley, I told you not to open it. So you found your voice now, Iris. Huh? In other words, what just happened clearly reveals the truth here. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is... This is somewhat different to the usual dance of deduction you perform, Mr. Sholmes, isn't it? Well, he's left me alone on the ballroom floor, so I'm gonna have to dance this next part solo. And anyway, I need to get to the bottom of this for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so... You mean you don't actually know the answer yet, despite the knowing point of the finger... Despite the knowing point of the finger before. Mrs. Sato, sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later. Oh, well, if you say so. I think you better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then. For her silence until now... Her knapsack... Oh, it's her hand!
Take that!
You have a key! Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is the key behind your back. When Mr. Sholmes returns the year before. Just before you call out to try and stop him, you slipped something out of your mouth. That something is the key now in your hand. No doubt, that key's to the chest. You're so clever, Bruno! So now it's become clear. Thanks to Mr. Sholmes' graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happened here. But... Professor Mikotoba also opened the metal chest only to be punched into the air. And land sprawling on the seat. But wait, that doesn't explain all the facts. And what about the stylish scarf? And the cup of tea? And above all, why would he be wearing Cosmo-sama's mask? Well, for those curious details, I can think of only one explanation. Clearly, an unbelievable miracle took place in this room. Isn't that right, Iris? Considering how the room was arranged before this whole painful experience took place, Professor Mikotoba opened the chest, completely unaware of what awaited him inside. The mask was flung into the air just as he was, only to land neatly on his face when it fell back down. And the teacup journeying through the air ended up when it caught onto the unconscious professor's finger. You mean to say that the stylish scarf? It was actually just a tablecloth. And this is the great detective's office after all. Place of miraculous deductions. Susato turn. Would you expect anything less? Yes, you're right. It happened exactly as you said. Brilliant, Runa! Thus concludes Ryunosuke Naruhodo's great deduction of this punchy puzzle. So, why is her father here? So then, why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for us all?
Objection!
Oh, an admirable performance, Mr. Naruhodo. But in the final act of the show there, you rather missed everything of importance. Mr. Sholmes? You will cast your mind back to my earlier deduction. Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret. She is? From the look of her face. Mr. Sholmes must be right. Whatever the great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. So I put it to you again. You were attempting to abscond without a coffee cup. Oh, I know. There used to be a manuscript in there. It really is a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup. It must have been smashed when Professor Mikotoba from the chest. Oh dear. So many things to have been broken here. But now the deduction has taken a different direction. Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore. In other words, her great secret's something else. Alright, let's see what we can see. It's... It has to be something in her backpack. It's the coffee cup.
Take that!
It's not? Oh. If Iris is attorney thinking it's something else, then she must be hiding somewhere, and as far as I can tell, there's really nowhere else she could be concealing anything but in that bag. Perhaps you allow me to offer an opinion here. As far as I can tell, much like that bag, your deduction is the whole water, my dear fellow. Oh, my first ding! I wasn't suggesting you should try to make off with a bag full of water. Indeed, that would be madness. Alright, then what is it? We're really taken in completely by Iris then, weren't we? It's rather charming to be deceived by a 10-year-old girl, I think. I don't think it was only me. No, you're right. I think what Iris is hiding must be extremely important somehow. Don't you? Yes. We're so close now. Alright, then I'm looking in the wrong place. It's not there. It's on the table. It's not on the floor. I cannot tell. It's not the coffee cup, because we just said it's not that. Oh, there it is.
Take that!
Oh, it's a case file. My bad. Okay. My bad. You were attempting to scum with the case file? Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective. Oh no! We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy lab earlier today. And Dr. Gory informed us that the autopsy report of Clint von Zieks had gone missing. Clint von Zieks? Yes, I do seem to recall that some years ago I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? You mean, it Is you, Iris? So those papers you have there are...
I'm sorry.
Forgive me! I was like, I don't know what she's taking. Oh, it's under the plate.
Ta-da! Woohoo! Elementary!
In truth, I would have liked to have thought I could have predicted the booby-trapped chest. But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Herlock Sholmes.
I'm sorry, Hurley.
So you mean this autopsy report really is...
Yes, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was very important.
Was there something in it that troubled you, Iris?
Not exactly something that troubled me. Something I've been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it, I knew it was Daddy's.
The writing?
Your father's writing. What do you really mean?
Iris? This is something that's hard for her to talk about. Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows. Mr. Sholmes, what is it? I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman in the seat has been somewhat forgotten.
Father!
Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest. Mr. Nohodo?
Yes?
Would you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel. Oh, yeah, of course. I'll help you carry him up.
So will I.
No, I can manage alone, thank you. You have tea to enjoy. We wouldn't want Iris's brew to stew. Because there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk. I wonder, perhaps that was deliberate. Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making himself scarce to give Iris a chance to talk more freely?
We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris. And find out what's going on.
Alright, little girl, talk to me. About your old daddy. Would you like to tell us about it, Iris? About your father?
I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Hurley's partner?
Mm-hmm.
And I know about all the cases they solved together kept inside the mail chest. That's right. Hurley told me, you see? He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet.
That's one way to describe it.
Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to build up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like.
Well, that's only natural.
You're just like any other girl of your age. I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too.
Well, that's only natural, I suppose.
In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, though. But there was only one thing I could never find out. Daddy's name.
Oh.
His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he made about his work with Hurley. But then one day...
That's what happened, isn't it? When you saw the autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out? Is that right?
Yes.
So it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye. Alright, spill about it. Tell me.
When I saw the writing on the report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself.
Because it was the same as the writing you've seen on your father's case notes?
Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by side. I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. Even worse, I was told that it was the first and last time we'd be allowed even to look at it there.
So you decided to steal it?
When I compared compare the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's. And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report. We had Dr. John H. Wilson. So that's how I finally found out. I learned Daddy's name at last.
I see.
Ever since then, I called myself Iris Wilson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories all about Daddy's exciting times with Hurley. I decided then and there that I write the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Oh, Iris, I had no idea the stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you.
You can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. Alright, more importantly, why is Susato's dad here? I must apologize, Iris. This is really all my fault.
Hurley?
I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret.
I know. I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gordon and apologize. I promise.
Yes, we'll go together, I think.
Then, let me look after it for you until we get there.
Clint's autopsy report has been entered into the court record. Let me see what he did put. Oh, I can't look at it now. Oh, I can look at it now. Perfect. What does it say? He's 33 British. He died on May 31st at 9 p.m. at midnight. Single stab wound to the heart. Other superficial external wounds indicative of a duel. Recently and scarlet ink stain visible on the little and ring finger on the right hand, but no document corresponding ink was found. So his fourth and fifth finger? Is that it? Let's see. Vital evidence recovered from victim's stomach during autopsy. Credit to Inspector Gregson for decision. No internal trauma note anywhere in the body. Alright. Am I allowed to examine this now? Let's have a look inside. Ooh! What is this? Look! There's something inside.
Ooh, let's see.
It appears to be a passport, authorizing him to travel overseas. Was Inspector Grace about to go on a trip abroad then?
Perhaps the day of departure might tell us something. That was... Oh.
What is it?
It was for travel on October 31st. Just the day before the incident.
What? Really? Passport document issued to travel to France. Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered? Why? Anything else in there? Nothing else? Ooh, there's blood! Look at this dark stain here.
Do you think? Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood.
Ugh, I knew you were gonna say that. So that presumably means
That this is present at the scene when Inspector Gregson was killed. It's the most logical conclusion, yes.
to think Gina's been carrying this around with her. If you didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like a grease stain from all the fish and chips. I don't know. I feel like you'd be able to tell a bright red splotch on a green background, right? That'd be like a dead giveaway. Let's see. Passport ACD 0522. We're a week within from October 31st. Dunkirk, France. Police business. Permission for applicant and one additional person to travel. Did he bring someone? You want to see the baby? Oh, hold on. I forgot one thing. The baby is eventually available, I think. Hold on. If it doesn't work, I will pop him onto screen. My bad. I knew I forgot something. Alright. Well, so. Come on, baby. No baby? Oh. Oh no. Okay. I will manually do that then. Give me 2 seconds. What is this? Hello! The baby is back. Alright. Let's see. Should I actually, can I make him any bigger? Is there a zoom function on this thing? Oh no, that is not the zoom function of it. Yes, baby dog. The baby is back. Oh, there's no zoom function. Okay, I thought there'd be like a magnifying glass where you just see nothing but the dog. Actually, no, let me do this. And then I think I could do this. Let me do this. And then let me grab this. Oh wait, that isn't it. That was not it. It was this button, I think, right? Yes, and then it'll just be nothing but dog. Nothing but the dog. Hi, me. Hi, Dark. Welcome, welcome. I'm just trying to get the baby in as full screen. All right. Apparently, the baby is the popular thing. I will leave dog in place of me. My head will be missing. I find. Will this be agreeable? Is baby main character? Just in time to see the transformation. Yay! The dog will be here. I'll just be a floating head, but yes. The baby.
I must go water my herbs, I think.
Here, let me hold him with both hands just so he doesn't fall out.
I'll see you later.
Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful. I know Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still.
What? How? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes?
Mr. Sholmes? Oh dear me. So, you've noticed, I see. Also, how's your day, Dark?
But that would mean...
What on earth's the matter, Mr. Sato? You turn as white as a sheet.
It's this autopsy report, Mr. Naruhodo. The one from 10 years ago. The writing isn't Dr. John H. Wilson's at all.
Huh? What do you mean? How could you possibly know that?
Because I know this writing very well.
It's your dad's, huh?
This writing. It's my father's.
What? Professor Mikatoba's? Can you squeeze the dog until its eyes start bulging out? No, I can't do that, unfortunately. He's tortured enough. If I squeeze his eyeballs out, it's just gonna make it worse when he gets back to his original body. He'll rip my limbs off, so I'm just gonna gently hold him and not drop him. Also, hi, Pepper.
Drink water, you
I imagine Joyce is voicing Sean's. Haha, dear my fellow. Oh, shit. Guys. Alright, hold on. And then drink. Ugh. Fine. Seeing as how you guys love taking care of, like, me not dying from dehydration. Hold on. Thanks. And now you know, my dear fellows. No! I don't know anything! What on earth does this all mean, Mr. Sholmes? You might get water toxicity from overhydration. I know, I would like to prevent that. I would like to not be accidentally drowning in water. Because the idea that's slowly forming in mind is just too extraordinary to believe. What is the idea? Please, you have to explain. Hypotonic kidneys. Not my kidneys. Unless someone can 3D print a kidney for me, that'd be great. Oh, hold on. Am I in the way? I probably am in the way. Let me scooch back a little. There we go. Ha ha! Oh no, now I'm too far over to the side. Whatever. This way. Here we go. Alright, he's gonna have to block the screen then. What the hell is happening? So, this autopsy report was actually penned by Professor Mikatoba then? But that makes no sense. It's not possible, surely. Not possible. My dear fellow, pray, take a deep breath and think again.
Yes, you're right. In some ways, it actually makes a great deal of sense.
He was here 10 years ago, so he was trying to learn how to, like, I guess, autopsy bodies. It does?
10 years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain.
And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikatoba engaged? Oh, of course. He was an assistant in Dr. Wilson's laboratory, learning about forensic science. Ah, he's being a nerd. As an assistant, he would have aided with his dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the content and put a signature on the document. In other words, the only writing of Dr. Wilson's in the report would be his signature at the end. I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John H. Wilson. Which is very understandable, of course. What a complicated situation. Alright, update. It was signed by John H. Wilson, but Mikotoba actually penned the whole thing. So he's a ghostwriter. So about your partner. Thinking about it, most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits. Also, I hope your day's been well, Pepper, if you're still here. How have you been? Yes, the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, written by Iris. And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction. Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure. So, what about the supposed partners of yours? Did he really exist or not? Ah, you've come straight to the point, I see. Then please come straight to the answer. I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade, and the only person I could have truly called a friend. And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Out of work today? You work on the weekends? Since when? Are his notes really stored inside the metal chest? Absolutely, my dear madam. Absolutely. Oh. I'm just gonna extend me back again because some of the emotes are like not popping up, so I'm gonna just fix that real quickly. There we go, and then I'll just put myself back into what was supposed to be my original form. And then let me just scooch over. I'm like taking up all the screen. I'm gonna shrink back down with the dog. There we go. Hee. I work whenever science needs me. Science can take a break. It's the weekend. It's not like things are gonna implode if you're not at the office. So where's your partner now? He rarely meets. You see, he lives on the other side of the world. Is it Mikotoba? But if this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed by your famous partner, there would only be one logical conclusion. Pray, impress me. Your partner would have had to have been Yujin Mikotoba. In other words, Mr. Sato's father. On my words, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? You're coming along wonderfully. You've hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. You mean to say? Allow me to introduce you to my great friend and partner, Mikotoba. Papa Mikotoba! Professor! You're alive! So, Sholmes and Mikotoba? Oh, that's a different thing.
Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Wilson?
No, my dear. I'm still my old self. Yuji Mikotoba, your father.
Oh, of course.
This is obviously too much for Susato-san to take in. I must say, though, well, my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver in the greatest mystery of all. I still remember the first time we've met. Pray remind me. When was it again, Mikotoba? 16 years ago, Sholmes. Ah, yes, quite. 16 years ago. And I just arrived from Japan with Sisro and Genshin. I was in search of lodging close to the hospital. Some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. But rents are devilishly high in that particular area. That's right. So I decided I need someone to share lodgings and the expense. I was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory at the time, indulging my curiosities for a little gain. And the situation in our cohabitation led to us pursuing cases together, you see. Hard to believe it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventures. But in the last year of Mikotoba's stay in Britain, that most infamous of case presented itself. The case with which you've become rather familiar yourself, the professor killings. After that trial, Seishiro and I were summoned back home. Hardly surprising given the circumstances. So, there you have it. And as you know, all the detail recorded by my trusty chronicler remains in that metal chest. This is amazing! Professor Mikotoba really is Mr. Sholmes' partner! Susato? Father? Goodness, my dear, what a cutting look! As your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you were the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now. And that is... You know very well what it is. The unsolved matter of Iris's father! Oh, of course. I almost forgot about that one. I should have seen this coming, I suppose. Alright, what about her pops? What's happening? Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in the mail chest, they were written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes? That is indeed what I told young Iris. But if you're Mr. Sholmes' partner, father, and you wrote all those case notes, then Iris' father must be you! Oh my god. No! Susato, I don't think you should be deducing this. She's literally calling her father a gigolo across the ocean, fathering another child. Pardon my words, Miss Susato. You are coming along wonderfully as well. You two have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. What you've always told me, father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago. And you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. And I've always accepted that. But all this about Iris. Ooh, there it is. Susato-san's ice cold stare. No, now hold on a minute. It was a very complicated. I mean, it's really not what you think. Then perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is. There it is. Now the eyes go over the ice cold to red hot. Just more she. No, really, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Sholmes, say something, man. That's quite enough, my dear fiery fellows. Mr. Sholmes, when do you get all dressed up? Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Mikotoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short excursion. But it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go? Why, my dear madam, is it not obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Mikotoba. The game is afoot. But Sholmes, I really must give Susato a full explanation, I think. Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage awaits downstairs already. You haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really. I visited our home after 10 long years, and when I opened that chest in the fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably passed out. And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regained consciousness, and plunged straight into all this. Hey, we go, Brr! I go, Brr! Hello! Welcome back! Father, please, go with Mr. Sholmes now. What? I have no doubt that whatever happened, you are acting in everyone's best interest. I trust you. Completely. Plus also, if she thinks her father ended up, like, getting a British woman pregnant and birthing Iris, the age doesn't make sense. She's only 10, you know? they've been gone for what? Quite a while? Right? No, wait. I'm doing the math wrong. It could kind of fit maybe, unless he like immediately within the 16 years, like year 1, he got like a British lady pregnant and then, you know, had a child that he was like, not mine, and runs off back to Japan after the whole debacle. I don't think he would do that. Susato.
And sending the great detective and his great partner off on renewed adventure together is more than I could hope for in my wildest dreams.
Very well then. We'll speak again later.
So, I believe your work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow.
Yes, Naruto. Good luck in battle. And in reaching a decision. A decision? But whether to go back to Japan, I suppose? Oh yeah, I forgot. Once we're done here, they're forcing us back home to motherland.
So much happened that day that I barely knew what to do with myself.
There's actual voice acting finally. It took 4 chapters.
It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth, and that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
I was that far from the end? Seriously? But then no, this took like, what, 45 minutes? So the last time I did this, I wouldn't have survived. I would have been like dead ass tired. Alright, this is the last chapter, chapter 5, the final part. This shit's gonna take like 4 hours to get through. Start playing from the start of this episode? Yes? No? Why wouldn't I? Oh, the final chapter. The resolve of Inosuke Naruhodo? Okay.
It's the Old Bailey! Woohoo!
So, the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. I'll be counting your support more than ever today, Mrs. Sato. Mrs. Sato?
Oh no! What's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Nothing. I was just saying that I'd be relying on your support today, but...
I'm so sorry. Of course, I know it can be rather incompetent at times, but I shan't let you down.
Would you mind helping me up to my feet then?
Oh dear, I'm really very sorry.
I'm guessing she had a conversation with Dad and it didn't go well. Sasata-san isn't her usual self at all today. That's hardly surprising, I suppose. She just found out that her father's the partner of a world-famous detective. Not to mention...
Good morning, sir.
Oh, right. Lord Von Zieks. Thank you for all your efforts yesterday.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch!
Okay, more water. Okay, we could do that. Did I hear that correctly? Oh, also, hold on 1 second. I have to close my window. It is like blasting air in here. That's a really long cooldown. I've decided to be nice about it and be like, you know what? I shouldn't put such a high price in cooldown. Let me just adjust it, and hopefully you guys will not go nuts with it. What? Oh, nothing. Just, I hope we can clear things up today. We're okay. For now. The for now part. Are you threatening me? Are you threatening to make my kidneys work overtime? I really can't make this man out. His face says, I hate you. But his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he has been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. Lord Von Ziek isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruto. Good point. The Reaper? I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh? It was my tacit acceptance of the pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becomes something more than a mere legend that led to all this.
But you're not to blame for it, Lord Von Ziek.
Also, how's your day, Exonia? It's only because serious crimes in the capital drop off so sharply when the public starts calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. What do you mean? There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. Not having been slain by the evil killer, Clint's restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod. I'm living. That's good. Not up, but I'm not unaliving, so... You're... Oh, unliving, not unliving. You're alive, but not a zombie. Which is good! Well, I hope... You're back home, right? So I hope visiting back home has been okay and good for you. And just get some rest in. Be a potato. Sleep in. That's my go-to for everything. Just sleep in, guys. Just take an obscenely long nap. Oh, it's not a good visit home. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Hold on. The dog will emote for me of how I feel about that, so... I have some more restrictions back home, so a tighter schedule. Ooh. But you're an adult now. Why do you need, like, a crazy schedule? It's not bad, but less freedom and the expectation to be productive. Ah, okay. Well, I disappointed my parents very early. I was not going to be productive about things, so, you know, they eventually, like, backed off on that, so I guess I'm lucky? I guess just if you can, eventually slowly just work it in there, like, you know what? Being productive is nice, but you know what's nice? Just to slow down a little, Mom and Dad. You know? And eventually they'll just be like, yeah, you know, we'll be chilled out about it. But that doesn't work for everyone, I know that. To wield the deadly blade of justice for I, by dint of the law, could not. Yeah, we heard about that story too. And I lost him. And I felt as though I lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. He's got horns for his bangs. Even if I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured up by some over-imaginative public. Sleeping means you're lazy, reflect on your behavior attitude to the rest of your life, sort of thing. Can't really refute them until I actually finish uni and pick up a job. I mean, sleeping in is a form of self-care. That's how I see it. There are some days where, you know what, you could be doing this or that, but you could do more with sleep. Self-care? Yeah, it's the cheapest form of self-care I can think of. Sleeping in is how I just be like, you know what, I had a hard week. I'm gonna just be a lazy potato and just, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, a little bit better today. Not a lot, but a little bit better. I can't afford a spa, so I can't go out there and get like, oh, mani-pedi deep tissue massage. I feel rejuvenated. That's too expensive. I don't do that. Sleeping in is my alternative.
It was obviously extremely important to you. Lord Clint Von Ziek.
Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today. I never thought I'd say this, and I can see it in your eyes, a burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lure of absolute integrity. Thank you. Now, tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Eh? Iris, when did you get here?
Oh. I brought you one of my special blends. Harley loves it. He says it helps him clear his head.
I thank you. That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. You seem different today, Iris.
Oh,
Sort of subdued, I suppose.
I am not.
What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. C's laboratory.
Alrighty then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now.
Oh, you're not staying? I thought you wanted to watch today's proceedings.
Well, I like to cheer you on, obviously. And I've got lots to get ready.
Get ready? For what?
Oh yes. Would you like to take this?
Isn't that one of your little felt dolls that usually dangles from your knapsack?
Yes. It's a lucky charm. A little Hurley that I made once.
A Hurley? It's more like a hair lead to me.
If for some reason you completely run out of options in trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ear as hard as you possibly can.
Pull his ears?
That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it.
Your lucky charm's been entered into the court record. Is it a weapon? This feels like a weapon.
You think what we'll need is luck? I just sneaked a peek inside the courtroom, and it seems very different to normal.
Yes, it would seem. That a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What does that mean?
What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was out all night and he didn't come home by the time I left this morning.
Oh, I see. Is Professor Mikotoba out all night too, do you think, Mr. Sato?
Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning, and apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all.
They?
Father and Judge Chikoku, I mean.
Judge Shikoku too?
That's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once.
Good luck then, Reno. Good luck, Susie.
Yeah, thanks, Iris.
And you, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well.
Once again, I thank you for a delicious tea. It was very soothing.
Oh, I'm glad.
We must go inside now, Lord Von Zieks. Well, it is the final case, so I don't know what weird curveball we're getting. Lord Von Zieks has always been the formidable prosecutor I had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Sogi, who trusts more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning. Make it sound like you're about to die. We're about to go to our final adventure, to the grand finale. Where are the jurors? It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. Your cold stares pierce me like knives from all the sides today.
Mr. Naruto, look.
Huh? Lord Strongheart? Oh, he's gonna do something evil, isn't he? Kasa must have known beforehand. The ramifications of the trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundation of our country's legal system. The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial. and one over which I, male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority. He's on a power trip. He's evil. He's probably related to this in some ways, isn't he? What the hell? The 6 jurors' flame just... As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. Oh, no words. Okay. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Von Zieks. You are a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clint, in fact. Oh. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. For the trial of Berg von Zieks, who officially stands accused of murder.
Ah yes, trying to prevent embarrassment of the judicial system proceeds to embarrass the judicial system. Don't you like it? It's like the Barbra Streisand effect. You didn't want anyone to know, but you made such a big fuss about it. Now everyone's looking.
Counsel for the prosecution and defense, are you in full readiness to proceed? The defense is ready, my lord. As is the prosecution. Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side of the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to superiors at Scotland Yard. Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. In those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice, Mr. Daly Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification, present himself around the capital in order to establish a credible alibi for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work when in fact, he wasn't. At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories at the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Because while he was engaged as a chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape. Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinners? He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movement on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson while still investigating the Red-Headed League. Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defendant yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier. This was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. Prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord. Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Osogi. I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirms that the defendant's suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details. But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday. That the time of death was 5 p.m. on November 1st. There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled. That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse. My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly. Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this update report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident. It would, yes, especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities. Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities? Who are we suing today? All of Britain and their judicial system. It's 2 Japanese bros fighting the English Empire. Also, hi Hugga bro. Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precisely yesterday.
Hi. Say hello to the hot dog. The baby has returned.
Also, Brit hasn't fixed their judicial system. They have not in all, what? How many years would this be? 100? 200? However long? I don't think I remember the timeline, but yeah. It needs fixing, as with ours. I think we should begin by presenting the result of that investigation work, so that the prosecution calls its first witness now. I thought just under 200. Okay, that was close. That's okay. If your parents complain about why you were like sleeping in, you could just throw out the fact that it's been 200 years that Britain has not once fixed their judicial system, and they had 200 years to fix that shit. 200. If they're gonna complain about lazy, point that out. Maybe 150? Still a pretty long time to fix things up. No, roast the hot dog. Britain's system remained broken. The poor British. What happens in Japan at the time so far? Did they have the Civil War yet? Maybe? I don't know my Japanese history like that, unfortunately. I am not worldly knowledgeable. My world history was subpar. State your name and occupation for the court. Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting. Reaper representative of Scotland Yard. A self-conferred rank, but never mind. Gina? Again? What's your problem, Waldo? What was that, Gina? Again? Look, the boss meant the world to me. It done more for me than anyone's ever did. Oh, Inspector Gregson, you mean? Is it the new state? Because Japan at this time transferred from shogunate to empire. Oh, that's right. I think there was like, what, there were still people who refused to leave the shogunate way, and then... No, wait. That's further on. This was before... Or no. I would like to believe at that point they had guns introduced, so they had like outside Western influence, and then it went from like feudal lords and like shoguns to like a proper state. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up. He got me out the back slum of the East End and took me under his wing. Taught me that life can have purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing there speaking for him. Gina. Right. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not all that he has his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes. No. They rapidly modernized. We know the ending of this empire at the end of World War II. True. What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigation yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about. Very troubling. That face. What Strongheart knew? So he has a terrible poker face. Okay. So, Inspector Lestrade. Let's hear exactly what it says in the report. Coming right up, sir.
Testimony time!
All yard detectives supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. A little searching of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had loads of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealing that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is, there's witnesses who saw the reaper at the place too. Smuggled goods? I don't know, do I? I'm telling you what was written in the book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicine. Goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of a regular black market that takes place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. So, Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets? It's been suggested that the high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activities. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of this investigation being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority, without the yard's knowledge. And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter. That can't be. We haven't heard anything about this. Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Barak von Ziek, is present. At a gentleman's club? This man? Really? He has time for that fun stuff. That'd be very significant testimony then.
Oh my, but Lord Von Zieks has made no mention of this at all.
In short, Lord Von Zieks has ample opportunity to murder the victim. Very well then. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination. Alright, Gina, I'm gonna just poke and prod at you, so please don't get angry. Are we allowed to look into it?
Hold it!
So you went through Inspector Gregson's things? Yep, as part of the independent Lestrade investigation. I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you're taking the initiative. I mean, daimyos? Matchlocks that have been used in Japan since close to the start of the Sengoku Jidai, thanks to Chinese gunpowder. Europeans have been trading guns in Japan since the mid-1540s. Portuguese were the first Europeans to do so, coinciding with the timing of Oda Nobunaga. Oda Nobunaga has been like mentioned in so many Japanese historical animes. It's always like this bastard of a warlord, or like this great man of Japan's history, and then it just goes off from there. But I guess, I don't know. And the time frame of the game seems to be the late 1800s with the Meiji Revolution. Okay. Actually, that would make more sense, because then that's when like more of the styles as well as the culture changed like a lot. And I wouldn't imagine them doing this during like the late 17 or 1800s. Because weren't they still like very closed off? They were like, nah, we don't want anyone in here. It's a secluded area. The Meiji Restoration. Oh, okay. I was like, oh, revolution. I didn't even see that. I just read it without even thinking. So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Because if anyone at the yard see me going in there, they have toughed me straight out of the street. This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else. The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook. You got that right? Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and her trusty assistant chief, Inspector Toby. Found it in the desk drawer that had his false bottom. That's impressive. So then I went to myself where no one could find my so could have a butcher what was written in it? Could have a butcher's at what was written in it? God, this accent is so hard. Was anyone at the yard that found me? They turfed me out straight on the street. Indeed. I'll give it in now though, aren't I? And if it weren't for me, it would never have been found. According to that, was looking into some smuggling. Can't stay closed off the unequal treaties. Hard to fight against American and European ironclad battleship demanding the Japanese to cede land ports and trade rights. They were kind of behind on their nautical expansion too, right? Like, it's kind of hard to advance when you're closed off to other resources, but then in order to get it, you gotta interact with everyone else. The problem with everyone else is different cultures and backgrounds and what they plan to do. They just weren't that forced. Since China was hella richer and had much more resources, Japan was quite resource poor. Yeah, but then we all saw what happened with China. They were closed off and then, you know, thinking they were high and mighty, and then the British come storming in and Forbidden City is taken over and robbed. I don't think we'll ever get that stuff back. I don't think they'll ever return any of the relics they took from anyone over the years. Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place? Yep. It was all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember. As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That won't be necessary. What? It's conceivable the club might be used again by the smuggler in the future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name of these proceedings. I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. All I gotta do is read it out. And I could too. I've got this ring game buttoned up now. That's actually what I can do. Go on, what's the on? The judge hasn't signaled his objections yet. I could try to find out. What should I do? I do want to insist. Honestly, China wasn't closed off. Japan was really isolationist. China had many tributes in its system, and the Western empires were still wary of the Qing until their decline. Huh. Did not know that. I will say the last few emperors, you know, kind of really screwed the pooch on that one. But then was it the last empress? What was it? No, I forgot her name. But she ruled pretty tough. But then I don't know. She kind of didn't train her son to do well, and he kind of just screwed it all up after that. This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. Hi, Jin Laboon. It's been a while. How are you? Welcome. I'm not a static picture anymore. I have physics. And I also have a dog, or the baby. I'm big chilling. How you is? I've been okay. Tired. Came back from vacation and debuted just yesterday, and we're here. So it's all good. But it's nice to see you again. Word. I hope you've had a good, I guess, winter? I guess good spring? Whatever the season was, or whenever the last time we saw you in chat. There shouldn't be any possibility of information being leaked. As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. No, my lord. The prosecution has no objections. Oh. Kazuma? There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into the black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trail on the day in question. Hopefully you've been up to something fun, exciting, Jinmaboot? Maybe? The defense requires to know the club's name. The prosecution has no intent of being obstructive. Strong hearts like this fucking bitch. You're supposed to be working with me. Right then. I got to show off my written skills. Apparently smuggled goods was gonna happen at a gentleman's club called the Grouse? The Grouse? The Grouse? A lot of us due to corruption and internal issues, the Chinese civilization had at that point reached the end of dynamic cycle. Oh, dynastic cycle? I can't read. Every new dynastic cycle is relatively progressive reformers and not bloated, but several hundred years of it, and for a system to last even with self-correction, America is only 248 years old and is the benefit of modern social and tech advancements. I guess. I mean, we did come a long way in tech and medicine and advancements. But with how things are, I'm like, I feel like we're going backwards. Ooh. And look at where we are now. Yep, it's a deep dive. It's just spiking down to the ground. I don't know, I'm hoping it'll turn around. You know, you can only go down and hit rock bottom for so long. You gotta go up eventually. Germany's younger than America too. Kind of surreal notion. Is it really? I thought they've been around longer than us. Like I feel like America's still kind of the baby in like the world of nations. Grouse? What sort of club is that? I ain't got the foggiest. Club ain't exactly my thing. But I am kind of curious. They're not places where a foreign student like you would readily be admitted. Have you looked into the mirror recently? You're also in the same boat as me. I'll tell you what, me and Chief Inspector Toby could go in undercover. Could you though? I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out in there. I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings were going to take place, is it? Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives at the yard reckon. 1871 is the formation of Germany's empire. Oh. That is kind of a weird notion. I thought they've been around way longer. Says the even lower ranking detective. So, how had Inspector Gregson come to find out about it in this case? That's the question, isn't it? But I'm just an apprentice, so. And why didn't he inform Scott in the art of his finding? Yeah, that's what I was asking myself, cause, you know, I'm just an apprentice. When it suited you, yes. Anyway, the point is, something went down at the club, no question. You Can't say that for certain though, surely. It collapsed in World War I, then collapsed again with the creation and destruction of the Third Reich. Modern Germany really is only founded in 1989 after a reunification of the East and West. The German today is less than 40 years old. It's a baby! A baby that's went through a lot of hard times though, so you know what? Every country's gonna have that one situation where like, yeah, we, some shit happened. Things kind of, you know, went upside down.
Hold it!
Lord von Zieks was at the club? He was out clubbing? Breaking it down? He was. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to make inquiries have confirmed it. Several members reported having seen the accused being admitted to the room in question as a guest. It looks like there's no disputing that he was there then. France, on the other hand, is quite old. It's hecka old. It's old. It's well, I'm sure they're old. Well, they're probably older countries than France, but like it's a grandpa, a grandma, an elderly. Well, we know that Lord von Zieks was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? I think what modern, like today's France, it's like I've been told it's kind of in a bit of a pickle. If you trace back to just the King of France, it's over 1,000 years old. Ooh, it's a vampire. Perhaps he's already discovered the Inspector's secret notebook. Which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe. Presumably then, there are also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there? None have been identified at this time. No. So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club. Oi! Why ain't you asking expect less Johnny, eh? So all I've got to work with. Gina's not holding back with that ice cold stare of hers, is she? I really don't know what to make of all this. Lord von Zieks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson. But he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident. You don't think Lord von Zieks could have been lying to us, do you? That's not the only way to explain this. Oh? If everything Lord von Zieks has told is true, then there must be a mistake in his testimony somewhere. You mean there are details that we've yet to uncover? Exactly. A clue perhaps that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's what we should be looking for here. I didn't bug her about the first part. Let me bug her about that.
Hold it!
So, you follow orders, do you, Gina? Nah, not me. I'm above all that, see? Oh? Boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub. That kind of thing. So, errands, more than orders then. This detective's still an apprentice after all. Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do. Even I, the boss. And so I've been doing my own investigating on what's happened. I didn't find much at first. So then, what am I gonna put as a proof? Do I have anything like that? Steamship, dismissal. So all this is pretty much useless to me because that was yesterday's trial. This too, this as well. This is Gregson's body, that's his room. Firecracker, Gregson's dead body, ID. I actually never looked at this. If I pull the ears, will it do it? What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears. Oh, sorry. I was just wondering. What do you suppose will happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now? I'm sure we'll find out when the timing is right. For a proper gentleman, you really must learn stoic patience. But I want to know. Is there like a firecracker in here? Or a stun grenade? Or like a... gotta go back. So, little searching at post office turned up with that. Loads of secret meetings. Smuggle, good deal. Happened. Jones can call the grouse.
Hold it!
Wait, did I ask this one yet? So how do you find out in that case? That's the question, ain't it? Oh, I already asked this one. So what would the answer be for figuring out what to do? Did they really though? I don't know what to... This doesn't help me at all. Oops, that's not it. Is there anything in here I missed? Oh, what the heck is that? Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's going right through the leather and into the metal behind it. Did I not see that earlier? Gosh, for a metal chest like this have been so badly damaged. Whatever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force. Yeah, it happened. Alright. How did I miss that the first time? Oh, hey, there's something in here. Do you see that? There's something stuck in the side of the trunk there. It's glinting. It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort. But it's wedged in so tightly, I can't remove it. Well, don't cut yourself. You better leave it, I think. Huh. So how did I miss that? Alright, is there anything else that I've missed? We already saw this thing. Something inside. Oh, we read it already, so we know about it. Officially, France is called the French Republic, but based its government in the Fifth French Republic. They didn't want to give up on their history, so they decided to omit some things. And I already did this thing, didn't I? Yeah, there's nothing on here. Do I present? Because he technically wasn't here. He went on a trip on the 31st, right? So he went to France. We have his passport. Ooh, what is this? Pepper, you're playing Baldur's Gate? Ooh. Go back to being a rogue. Okay, let me save real quickly. I'm gonna just save scum it. We're gonna do that. And then I present that he was on a ship.
Objection!
That didn't work. The music didn't change. No! Load. And these are these points I can get. Alright, wasn't that? What else do I have that I can use? Looks like there's some sort of steamship ticket. Oh, the grouse! But that's not a Gentlemen's Club. It's a boat. Coast of Dunkirk. And this is going to France. Was they on the same boat at the same time they were both there? Do I present this? This is also the grouse.
Objection!
Okay, music changed. I read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues. Is that what a gentleman's club really is? I thought it'd just be like, yeah, here for a fun time, you know? A little risky and a little bit of undivided attention. Don't imagine for a second that Fornstone like you would be admitted. Seriously, it's your mirror cracked or something? You're also just as young as I am. Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening on a club called the Grouse? Police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet. And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't. And what do you mean by that? I mean, that's the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on 31st of October. May not have been a gentleman's club at all. You're showing a very irrelevant attitude towards our country's police for their counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it? A boat? It was a boat! A steamship. You think it's a ship? I have the evidence to prove it. Here. Let me see that. This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. The other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. Ah, this would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The SS Grouse.
Objection!
So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there. How? Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port. The ship arrived at the port of Dover on the 1st of November. Ah! The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission. The ship hadn't yet docked on British shores. That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
Objection!
I have more proof. He has a passport.
The fact that the steamship hadn't reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim wasn't investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question. Then show your evidence for that assertion. Very well. You thought I didn't have it. In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence for the court now. I have his passport.
Take that!
What's this? A passport for travel issued to the victim. Dated the 31st of October. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country. Order! Order! This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who was on the board, at the port of Dunkirk. Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there? I'm impressed with your Inosuke Naruto. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport. What? You mean you knew about this? The prosecution strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution's Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealing at the London Club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations, and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. What? And now that you expertly disproved their assertions, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be. What are you playing at, Prosecutor Sogi? A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all facts, without exception. Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it? The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper. The Reaper? It's not Von Ziek, so... Order! Order! What on earth are you saying, counsel? The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. But in reality, the truth is at the opposite of that. What? Inspector Grayson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper! Gregson's been murdering people? So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was... obviously... an assassination? Gregson! He's living a double life the whole time? Also, this music is really nice. But yeah, this is a weird turn of events. Gregson, who loves eating infinity fish and chips, is out here slaying these people. Why? Plus, I don't know. I feel like well, not Susato. It's Iris would be like so disappointed. She like puts Gregson in her books to think like he's like a really silly dumb character, only to later on find out he's actually a crazy murderer. No. He carries out murders for whoever the Reaper is. Barrick von Ziek's never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice. And you claim that was Inspector Gregson. Oh, what the hell do you think you're saying? My boss would never do nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense. No! It can't be! We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper. And even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord von Ziek's. No, the true Reaper is somebody else. Barrick von Ziek's is not the Reaper. A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man. And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he had been aboard the SS Grass on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all. Oh, you have some solid reason for doubting that assertion, do you, counsel? Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard the steamship. Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. It's so funny. You're right, of course. No suspicious threats were reported on board of the ship. But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Gregson did board the SS Grad that night, with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure. I'm guessing whoever he was trying to assassinate got the jump on him, right? Failure? It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here. What are you talking about? What detail? Inspector Gina Lestrade. Eh? Whoa! The victim's notebook that you read, an excerpt from earlier. That doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! Even if Olden Bludgers won't take out... Nah, it had it coming. The boss weren't the Reaper.
Poor Gina.
There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in Reaper's activities. You may just been an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors. I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it. Then testify again, as a representative of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss. I don't... I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. I cannot read at this point in time. What is wrong with my mouth? Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. The notebook. Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff of what the Reaper's got up to this past 10 years. Name of victims, dates, and places and stuff. And the last entry is there in October 31st. It said gross on the place of the date, and then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal who got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all. Gina, I'm sorry. Keep personal opinions out of your testimony, witness. We require only established facts here. No heart. This must be so hard for her. You can't deny it now, surely. You're no skin or hodo. What can't I deny? The notebook contained the names of the final mark, and the location where the assassination would take place. That's information that the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper. So, who was to be this final mark? Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written along the entry that mentions the grouse on the 31st of October. How'd you read this then? Reading's still not her strong suit. That ain't the problem, right, Aldo? It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read. So it's someone from overseas? Someone from Japan? Let me have a bash at it. Is it Ishiro? Is it? Yeah, Seishiro. Jigoku, maybe? The judge? What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku? But that's Judge Jigoku. Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name, you're right. But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday, here in London. So I know for a fact the man hasn't been assassinated. As I said, the Reaper failed. Oh. Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake, so he killed the inspector, personally. And the Reaper, of course, being the accused, Beric von Ziek. It's an undeniable logical argument. Cosima, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it!
Oh, the man speaks. And it is Hollow Chalice, with a nice leg kick. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my Hollow Chalice while I stand accused of murder. Lord von Ziek? The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there's one thing I can say unequivocally. That girl is no detective. Huh? Well, no, that's right. I'm an inspector. Repeating rumors heard around the yard. Reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you clearly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper, who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself, by attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for a testimony. Thanks for the gift, Raimi. You're welcome. I gave you a gift? Good. You mean the dog? The dog is a gift for everyone to visually see.
What did you say? So Naruhodo, this is our chance.
Yeah, no, hold on. Holding, waiting, holding in the holding pattern.
My lord, the defense requested the defendant be allowed to speak.
Let him speak. He may be privy to important information related to the testimony just given by the witness. That poor unicorn. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately. I haven't slapped myself that hard in a while. At once, my lord. Why did I slap myself like that? This book does have a list of about what we forgot to these past 10 years. Name of victims, dates and place and stuff. 31st of October, set the graphs for the place and the date, and then the name of the mark. Note by him being a criminal got away from the Reaper court 10 years ago. Honest boss didn't do none of that. He was just investigating. Let's go back to this one. I haven't bothered about it. Thanks. We send it. Thank you, Insung. I was like, what did I give? But yes. Insung and Neo were very nice about the gifting yesterday, so thank you both again. Thank you! What do you mean a criminal? Jachikoku's no criminal. Well, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it.
Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Jachikoku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the professor case, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. You're right. Said she was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and, actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous word about the British Empire, for which he was charged. It was a pitiful situation, yes. I've forgotten all about it. I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens. You did? It was considered to be an adjunct to the professor proceeding, you see. He was acquitted after being told to make reparations for damage caused to the stand. And there you have it. Have what? Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court, guilty or innocent alike. What? No! Are you suggesting that the reason Jachikoku was targeted for assassination? The man was sent back to Japan immediately after that trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is. Come on, that's absurd! To take someone's life for that? For breaking a table? Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd, killing those who have been found innocent? Clearly, the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension. But... Hold it, hold it. So you have complete faith that Inspector Gregson is innocent in all this? Of course I do. I mean... Because he's the only one who had faith in me. Gina... Boss promised me he did. He promised me that even though I was just a diver, he turned me into a top-notch detective. A cove with a good heart like that ain't gonna rob people of their futures, is he? Every single person killed by the Reaper was a criminal of the First Order. Lowlifes like that have no compunctions about robbing hundreds of others of their future. Eh? Their ludicrous acquittals in court gave them the freedom to make hundreds more suffer. I don't... So what? You justify your actions because you were protecting innocent people's futures? I'm not suggesting that the Reaper's methods are justified at all. But life isn't black and white. That's all I'm saying.
Oof.
So that's what we have to work with.
It may help us that Lord Von Ziek understand too.
Yeah, perhaps. I'm sure Gina knows nothing that she hasn't already told us. So by trying to get more out of her.
Did you notice how Cosmo-san reacted to Lord Von Ziek's words?
When you called him an even more sinister Reaper, you mean?
Well, I'm sure Cosmo intends to eliminate any shred of doubt that the man is guilty.
He's looking for revenge against the person he's considered to be his father's killer, after all.
I do worry that we failed to find a discrepancy in this testimony somewhere. Trial may end and education will go in our favor. Let's listen carefully again to what everyone's saying.
I have to press her again? Alright. In other words, to show that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper.
Not you and all. That ain't the only explanation, is it? You could have been investigating the Reaper in secret. And that notebook is what we found out.
If I may. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believe the power to intimidate London's criminal class into compliance with the law to be beneficial. But you carried your own investigation into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you? Yes, and those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper. One arm? What are you talking about? The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them out alone. The Reaper is an organization, with you as its head. I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I've been able to check the most recent entries in his book. I knew the location. You knew it and said grouse? Believing it to be a reference to the Good Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate. Alone.
Ah, so that explains why several members of the club claimed to have seen you there.
But of course, the inspector was not there. Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship dock on the northern coast of France. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then. Back to your testimony about the contents of his notebook. Does he know about his trunk? Why did he do it?
Vaughn, is something wrong, Mr. Naruto? You seem a little shocked by something at the moment ago.
Oh, no, it's alright. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? No, how does he know it was a metal chest?
Hold it!
Can we just bother them all about restatement, then we'll go and just poke at Cosmo's head a little bit about how he knows that. Names of victims, place stuff when particular. Well, besides the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up. What other name was that? It's the one I told you yesterday. The same name written over and over again. You mean Assassin? Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something, isn't she? Were you even listening yesterday? Assassin. The assassin. What? A killer, you mean? Gregson was the tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get at them. The person actually executing his plan was someone else, you're saying. If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Then perhaps what is on the passport document? Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been clearly the assassin, who was meant to take Seishiro Jikoku's life? Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry that lists Grass and Seishiro Jikoku, what name was written? Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens. What? It just had like a question mark or something like that, I think. In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in the case. But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not?
Oh, how infuriating.
A nameless assassin? And you're saying that the mark listed was Seishu Jikoku? That's what it said. Funny name if you ask me. And I thought your names are old. So pleased to have lost my crown there. Mr. Jikoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature? I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago. Studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jikoku's mentor. If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now. 10 years ago, after that fateful case. Precisely. In the aftermath of the professor's case, his repatriation was organized immediately. It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in that inspector's notebook. I didn't think it was possible, but the mood in air's gotten even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking. Eh? Right, I've had just enough about this. Gina? All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people. It's cobblers. Come on, Odo. Yes? Why ain't you saying nothing? Why ain't you yelling out objection or something? What? You've got to find a flaw. You usually do. Someone's lying there, no question. You gotta work out who it is. Please, for the boss. That outburst was an insult to the court and to your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective. Wow, okay, smug asshole. When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade. Is that clear? I had it with you lot. It's lies every beaten place you look in the world, Nit. I've had enough. Gina. So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I made up my mind. To do what, Mr. Naruto? There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd. Oh? Do you mean... I'm not gonna let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears. Especially now that asshole is like, oh, the slum girl can't do her job like the professionals.
Hold it!
I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve. Eh? What do you mean? Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency. What? An inconsistency? Really, Aldo? I don't quite know what it means yet, but... yes, there's an inconsistency somewhere that was said by... you.
Take that!
How'd you know it wasn't the case? You didn't say anything. By you, Kazuma Sogi. Me? Is that some attempt at filibustering, counsel? Prosecutor Sogi has given no testimony. What are you suggesting? I said that was inconsistent. You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I present a relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you realize what you've done. Very well then, counsel. Go ahead. What evidence reveals this alleged inconsistency in something President Prosecutor Sogi said? What was his passport? Because we said we found it, but we didn't say, like, where it was found. But... should I present the trunk? Because we didn't present this, but he said the trunk.
Take that!
This is a trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson. Metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What's this? A blood stain. And a relatively fresh one, too. What? You mean that ain't grease from all the boss's fish and chips? Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed. be. There's no mention of any trunk in Scotland Yard's report. Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's bike was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it. Damn you, sandwich. But I found it. Me, with my nose for trouble. Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. Kazuma, were you with him? And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Kazuma. Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship dock on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Shouldn't have said that. So the question is, how'd you know about the inspector's trunk? I'm back from preparing food. What'd you get? What was for dinner? What did you make? We know the man went on a trip to France. Where else could he have put his passport? But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On the 31st of October, where exactly were you? At the port of Dunkirk, on board the SS Grouse. Wow. Is that the answer you're looking for, Yonosuke? Kazuma! What? What did you... I made some chicken that my mom made and I started curing some salmon. Oh! Fancy! I hadn't considered the possibility before, but if Kazuma was there on the ship, then it could only have been for one purpose. Is he the Reaper? But no, that wouldn't make sense. The reaping has been going on for like years. Oh no, Mr. Naruto. Surely you don't think... Is the cured salmon for tomorrow? Are you prepping for a fancy feast? Come on, Yonosuke. You know the rules. And so do I. The only thing that really talks into the courtroom is hard evidence. As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took the case with him when he traveled. It is for tomorrow, but just because I wanted to eat some... A treat for today, a treat for tomorrow. But also you're providing yourself omega-3 fatty stuff that you need for your body to survive. I really need to eat more fish though, but I think salmon's the only thing I could stomach. So half of it for curing, the second half is gonna be honey soy glaze. Ah, delicious. I've actually had like Costco versions and or for whatever reason it doesn't taste good. I don't know what's in that soy glaze, but it's not doing that salmon any justice. So homemade is the way to go, I'll say that. So as it stands, you've proven nothing. Kazuma, are you challenging me to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt? That you were there that day? In the same place as the inspector? He was there? With Gregson? There's a clue that you've overlooked. A secret that trunk can tell us. The metal bit! It's from his katana! If all else fails, I'm gonna just do lemon pepper. Can't go wrong. Nope. Or you could like rub in some like special seasoning, right? That's the secret sauce, is just getting all that flavor in there. Or no, get all that spice in there. I can't be sure at this point. I'll need to verify it, but I have a nasty feeling that I'm gonna be right. The accusation you made is deeply disturbing, but nonetheless, we must test it. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found. I know where it is. It is... Goddess! This is your proof. What do you say to that, Prosecutor Sogi? Personally, I think I'm tying the defense counsel to the inspector's trunk and tossing it to see it would be more helpful. What? What? At least that way, London's courtroom will be safe from this destructive accusation. I believe that's a rather long-winded way of telling you that you're wrong, Mr. Naruto. Very well. Then let us see if you sink or swim under the weight of this penalty, counsel. Naruto, you can't let yourself to drown at sea yet. I was hoping never to let that happen, funnily enough. Wait, but it's a slash. Am I allowed to open? Because I'm afraid to touch this, and then they're like, "Oh, that's your proof," and I'm like, "No, I just need to open the trunk." Oh, I had to open a trunk. Ugh, got dinged for a stupid thing. But I know the proof, right there. Frying is the way to go, unless you know, go full on big back. Don't over fry it. It gets too hard and crunchy, and it doesn't taste good. There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here, like the tip of a blade. Eh? A blade? Kazuma, slung around your waist as ever today, is the esteemed blade Karuma. Of course it is. Won't you draw it here in this courtroom? For all to see? Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff! Watch Prosper Sogi like a hawk. That won't be necessary. Oh, it is a... There! The tip's missing!
No!
The tip is broken. If the fragment of the metal from the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed. Kazuma Sogi? Expertly done, Ryunosuke. That's a point to you, and well deserved. He is super calm about me just accusing him of being with Gregson and potentially killing him. Do you mean to tell the court prosecutor Sogi? Yes, on the 31st October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. So the additional person authorized to travel was me. And the mission was the assassination of the Mark. What? You're gonna murder Judge Shikoku? You mean you're the killer whose name was omitted from this notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Shikoku? Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I have killed no one. I accepted the assassination mission, yes, and I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk, but I never had any intention of carrying out the plan. You were never gonna do it?
We can believe Kazuma-sama, I'm sure. After all, Judge Shikoku arrived safely in London the following day.
On the 31st, I boarded a train from London with Inspector Gregson. We traveled to Dover, from where we crossed the channel to Dunkirk. Then we boarded DSS Grouse and made for the cabin deck, as indicated in the plan.
You went to Judge Shikoku's cabin?
Exactly. He wasn't there, though. We decided to wait, but you already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyway. I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life, so I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent the night at a boarding house in town, and returned to England the following morning. A boarding house? In Dunkirk? My signature will be in the register book. It would be simple enough to verify. Then, what became of Judge Shikoku? Gregson was no assassin, so the mark was spared. I'm sure it's easy enough to imagine what happened after that. Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He met with the Reaper in that room on Fresno Street to report the failure, causing the inferior mastermind to pull the trigger and end his wretched agent's life. That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder.
Objection!
But if you did nothing as you claim, how did the tip of your sword come to be lodged in that inspector's trunk? He is right, though. I don't need to answer that. The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of a Japanese blade isn't relevant to the case. And accordingly, I choose to exercise my right to silence on that matter. What? Bull crap. There are no hidden secrets in here, Kazuma. Be that as it may, the court will sequester the sword as evidence. As you wish, my lord. Great Sword Kanma has been entered. We must take immediate action now to verify whether Seishiro Chikoku remains unharmed. What? Remains unharmed? I agree. That should be our first priority. It's recently come to my attention that he hasn't been seen since yesterday. How did you... When a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise. You don't mean to say that you think Judge Shikoku may have been killed? The Reaper has more than one assassin at his disposal, and he has the power and influence to give orders from the inside of a prison cell. Isn't that right, Lord Von Zieks? I don't think this man's as powerful as you think. He keeps himself. Kadama, the Great Blade. Such a thing of beauty. I want to gaze at it for hours. And the tip of a great sword. Broken. Such a shame. It's been so meticulously careful for over the years. I can almost hear Karma sob. Kazu must have really taken a swing for that to happen. He was like, not gonna miss. I guess all I can see on it. If I were truly the Reaper, I'd be able to tell you. Order! Order in court! Order! We will take an emergency recess for 30 minutes. Now? Guests of the symposium have been told to maintain regular contact with the organizer's office. If the man can't be located within half an hour, we will have to assume the worst. No, not just Shikoku. No one will want to kill a harmless Japanese man who only just arrived in the country. Except, that is, for the Reaper, wanting to finish off a mark that slipped through the net 10 years ago. I would have to agree. Miss Naruto, for the defense's sake. My lord? I sincerely hope we are successful. If we're unable to confirm Mr. Chikoku's healthy existence in the next 3 minutes, you will face grave difficulties. Court is adjourned for 30 minutes. I think he's fine. He's probably out having fun in some weird corner of London. Kazuma-sama, the Reaper's assassin? I feel as though I'm in a nightmare. I can hardly believe it either, but on the other hand, Kazuma isn't in the habit of making up stories. I have such a terrible sense of foreboding. If something awful has happened to Judge Shikoku, then I feel as though things will only spiral further and further out of control. Ooh, this is a different tune. Felt it from the moment I stepped into the courthouse this morning. That strange sensation that we were careering towards a foregone conclusion? Is that how you say this word? Well, in the worst case, we only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we can do but wait now. We're out of options. Oh, wait! What about Susada's bunny thing? I mean, Iris's bunny thing. Actually, there may be one last hand we can play. Or rather, one last ear? Of course! The little Mr. Sholmes doll that Iris gave us.
If for some reason you completely ran out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ear as hard as you possibly can.
Perhaps now's the time. What should I do? Pull Hurley's ear or not? We could pull it, right? We could try. Let's do it. Here goes then. I'm gonna do it.
Good luck, Mr. Naruto.
No looking back. Heave! Ow!
That scream sounded like Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes? Where are you? Here, my dear fellow, here!
It's the felt doll talking!
Pull it here again, Mr. Naruto, as hard as you can. Alright then, I'll pull all my strength into it.
Heave! Ow!
Please, my dear fellows, you don't need to pull my ears off. Mr. Sholmes, where are you?
They made Bluetooth headset earpieces? This can't exist in this time period.
Myself and my trusted partner. We're back on the ship. Are presently in the first class cabin of the SS Grouse. The SS Grouse? She left over last night after the final piece of cargo was loaded. We are currently docked at Dunkirk, but duties are underway again in half an hour.
You've taken a ship to France?
Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by cab to the station by train to the port, in order to board this vessel in time.
So, you mean you already worked it out? That the steamship was where everything really took place?
Mr. Naruto, pray, what is my name?
Sherlock Sholmes? World famous great detective?
Recited to perfection. Well done. You're a genius, Mr. Sholmes. That's the only word for it. Oh! Miss Susato, gently with this genius's ears, please. Oh my, I'm ever so sorry. If I may, Sholmes. Ah, there you are, Mikotoba. You may remember that it was in fact I who made the connection to the SS Grouse at Scotland Yard yesterday when we examined that notebook and I recalled my steamship ticket. But of course it was, my dear fellow. And not once did I controvert the fact. I merely had our court-bound companion utter my name. Yes, you did, didn't you? We just enter a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now. And if we are unable to present any leads, then I'm afraid to say... Do not fret, please. It's for precisely that purpose that my partner and I have made this journey. I have no doubt we shall have welcome news for you within the half hour.
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. That would be most wonderful.
Until later, then. Yes, you'll be hearing from us when you're not in touch.
Ow!
I shan't be hearing anything you keep tugging my ear in this mindless fashion. Whatever it was the idea behind making a receiver operate that way in the first place, Sholmes. Why the deuce would I know? It's Iris's invention, not mine. There's no way they have the technology for earpieces like that.
It is unholy magic.
Whilst I know how much you enjoy being the hero of the hour, Sholmes, we have but half that now, before the grouse puts to sea again. If we don't conclude our investigation rapidly, we shall find ourselves in Naples before long. There are times, Mikotoba, when you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let us begin. First class cabin 2. Yes, this is the one. But I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing. The crewman standing in front of the door is an angry-looking fellow. Why are you loitering here? Who are you? My dear fellow, do you not recognize a world-famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you? Do you not recognize traveling great sailor Skin Stroganoff when you see great detective? Ha! I don't think so. Sholmes is on his arms? Do you see that, Mikotoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine.
I don't think so. S-A-E?
I can't read it upside down. Goodness me, is that a tattoo? That says Sholmes? I must say, while such adoration is flattering, naturally, it does leave me a little cold. What are you talking about? Leave! Now! How distressing. My loyal devotee knows me only by name and not by appearance. And yet, I already know a great deal about you, sir. You have a brother, I believe. Like yourself, he's a shipman. Currently traveling the world aboard a Russian steamship, in fact. How could you know this? Elementary, my dear Mikotoba.
I'm sure it was. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard this ship, you see. We're looking for one of my fellow passengers, a man by the name of Jikoku. There is no one with that name on board, but we know that he purchased the ticket for passage. Ah, you mean Eastern man. He left ship 2 hours ago. Here at Dunkirk. Said something about emergency, I think. What? Are you sure? So Sesshu realized that we're after him. See? Oh! Is Sesshu involved? Well, no. We have to see if he's not dead. If he's... But why is he running? We're not gonna kill him. His cabin is the one behind you. We should like to investigate, please. No! I have orders to not let any mouse inside. Mikotoba, be a good man and draw the sailor's attention away, would you? Make up some excuse so that he leaves the area. Doesn't great detective see that even sailors have ears, both left and right? Curses! The plan is ruined! You have only yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Sholmes. Forget it. Cabin door is locked. Even if I am not here, you cannot get inside. Mikotoba, I'm sure you haven't forgotten my special talent, have you? Opening any lock? Within a mere 5 seconds. So, if you be so kind as to inform me the requisite time, old friend, in your typically accommodating manner. How could I refuse such a typically unappealing request, old friend? So I need to distract the burly sailor for 5 seconds, do I? Good man. So, the game is afoot. I see an alarm on my left. Let's do that. This would appear to be an alarm bell. All hell would break loose if that thing were to ring. The whole crew would know about it. If I set it off, is it gonna bring everyone at me? Let's do it. Here goes then. Pardon me in advance. My eyes! You! What are you doing? If we were at sea, that would be a very big problem. What's going on down there? Steamer Stroganoff, report at once! Sorry, sir. Nothing to report. It is just stupid trick. No, not by me. By world famous... No. As I told you. Now, Sholmes, now! Done. Not even 5 seconds, eh? Oh, don't just stand there gulping like brilliance, Mikotoba. In we go. Oh, yes! Oh, there's a missing painting. I love the Russian accent. I can't remember how to do it. I was like, damn, it's been so long since we did it. All I know is da. Da. Good gracious. It would appear that the occupants of this cabin did indeed disembark rather hurriedly. Is there someone in the cabin? There's clothes on the floor there. There's Seshiro's without question. Well, it seems we were just a little too late. Yes, by about 2 hours. Still, whilst we're here, we should investigate thoroughly. There may be, well, 2 hours worth of clues to find in here. But that burly crewman may return any moment, Sholmes. Indeed he may. Which makes this all the more thrilling. Give me 1 second, I'm closing my window. It is like getting freezing cold in here. Okay. Alright, let's see what snooping we can do. But also, is there a body in here? Oh, what the hell? What is this? What is stuffed up there? There's a speaking tube here. Look! The looks has been stopped with some cloth. So the voices of the crewmen on the bridge aren't an annoyance, I suppose. Or indeed, so the voices in this cabin aren't heard elsewhere. Could something have happened in here that was for no one else's ears, do you think? Either that, or it could be to prevent snakes from entering. Oh yeah, this is how Cosmo died. Snakes. That's really becoming a favorite case of yours, hasn't it? Oh, wrong accent. Anything in here? According to the report I was given, Naruhodo was concealing himself in Nasogi's wardrobe. Indeed he was, and it was of a similar size to this one. Ah, you must climb inside yourself, my dear fellow. What? Whatever for? It was the site of my first fateful meeting with Mr. Naruto. You can experience the moment for yourself now, complete with my dramatic rhetorics. Come along now, in you go. This will only take a moment. Really, Sholmes, surely you can't just tell me what you said. Well, I heard some brilliant remark and opened a wardrobe to reveal the stowaway murderer. I think I'll just read about the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Oh, it didn't open? Anything in here? This is a waste paper basket, look. And there's still rubbish inside. Indeed. Then let's pray. Oh, pry. I've discovered recently I've had a penchant for exploring the content of others' waste paper baskets. I sincerely hope only for your work. Ah. Here we have a notice issued to passengers for 3 days ago. 3 days ago? The night before I arrived in London then. When I was still aboard myself. Evacuation drill notice, October 31st. Following departure from Port Dunkirk. I didn't even read it! Ah yes, there's an evacuation drill. I remember now. For our safety and security, all first-class passengers were constantly under the watchful eye of the crew. So it was a welcome relief to have some privacy for once. I was like, I didn't even get to read it! Alright, now can I read it? No? I can't? I can't look at stuff? Boo. Here's his trunk. That's a very sizable trunk indeed. Statue is partial to all things large, and a rather clumsily fellow they failed to notice he's left that behind. Perhaps he left on purpose. It's lighter than you may think, but still a hindrance to speedy escape. Eh? Pity. It's locked, so we can't look inside. Surely 5 seconds from now the situation will be quite different though. Sadly not. It has a 7-digit combination lock. And I'm not in the enough mood to work through all combination at present. Is it a birthday number, maybe? These are the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabinets. Pets are strictly forbidden. Additionally, there are severe punishments for stowing away in wardrobes and or travel cases. I feel the rules have increased since I last read them. Probably just my imagination. What about the fact that they're not straight on the wall? Doesn't that strike you? You may be right. Probably just your imagination there. A trifle. And you know what I say, Mikitoba? There's nothing important about trifles. It's probably just my imagination, but I think that might be slightly off. There's something missing here. The wall's slightly different color here. Do you see? Indeed. What you observe arises when a frame has been hanging for some time is removed. Oh, that's why. That's not supposed to be there. Perhaps your friend is an art thief. Now there's a bold deduction worth a great detective, I'm sure. He may very well be the elusive thief who's been plaguing France's galleries of late. I think perhaps we should focus our attention elsewhere, Sholmes, don't you? That outline on the wall. I feel as though I might have spotted something of a similar shape and size elsewhere. To your left? Strike you. You may very probably my shit trifle. Why can't I move it? Plenty of reading material to keep passengers occupied for the long sea voyage. I found the mixture of classic literature and easy reading to be most satisfactory, I must say. Whoever stocked this bookcase was a hopeless heretic. Heretic. There's no copy of the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, my dear fellow. I'm afraid it's just me, but no, you're quite right. More blasphemous than overlooking the Bible. You've read the Bible? I should leave a copy behind. I just happen to have one with me. You're truly a missionary of the Church of the Great Detectives, aren't you? Who knew Seshiro was great at making jokes? That's a substantial heap of clothes on the floor.
an overcoat, shirts, a dressing gown. Momohiki's work trousers, a Tenzin robe, a Hawamaki waistband, clearly the clothing of a Japanese man. And clearly, Japanese men are unaccustomed to the culture of the wardrobe. It looks to me as if they've been thrown in a heap like that in something of a hurry. Indeed, you could help yourself to a Japanese men's shirt, perhaps. I'm sure you made mention of packing too few. I'm very likely drowning and want to stitch you with shirts. No, I'll just buy an extra. Any extras I need, I think. Quite the exquisite glass, I must say. See here. How it's... Is something wrong, Shums? You suddenly trailed off. Ice, Mikotoba. Ice! What opulence the first-class passenger enjoy. Chilled drinks. Pardon? Could it be that this steamship is equipped with an electricity refrigerated cold room? Do you think? Well, it is a luxury liner after all. They have enormous refrigerators for storing all sorts of lavish produce as well as ice. On our voyage from Japan, we enjoy culinary delights from all over the world. Suddenly, Mikotoba. The sight of you is making my mouth water. I haven't taken on the flavor of the food I ate, you know. You are still here. Ah, able seaman Stroganoff. Hello again. I was beginning to think you never materialize. You are waiting for me. Of course. I was expecting to burst in with a hearty Russian profanity far sooner. I was in trouble with Captain because of trick you played before. Poor innocent Tachinkin? I can't say that name. It is all your fault. Ship is leaving port soon. Get off. Now. Of course, we shall disembark presently, my dear fellow. But first, there's something that must be done. What are you talking about? Why, naturally. The debunking of your deceit and the barring of the truth. What? I'm afraid I see through your lies. For one thing, Mr. Chico has not yet left the vessel at all. And for another, my dear Seaman Stroganoff, you know exactly where that man is even as we speak, don't you? How can you... Is he in the trunk? Is that why his clothes are all over the floor? Good gracious, Shums, you mean you worked it out? All of it? It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. Oh, we're gonna do the game with him! So, would you care to join me for a dance of my inimitable logic and reasoning? Nothing would please me more. Oh, what is this? We have but mere minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now. So dapper! Oh, this is the bad time for me to put Shums in a Japanese outfit. Mrs. Stroganoff, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. You told us that Shikoku left the ship some 2 hours ago. That is what I said. Sadly, that was rather a clumsy lie. You see, there is something in this room that quite clearly contradicts it. What? Ah, yes, of course. I see you noticed too, Mikotoba. Then please, do take the lead. What in this cabin shows the impossibility of Shikoku having disembarked 2 hours ago? Let's see what the last 3 years have done to your observation skill then, Mikotoba. It's been 10 years since we last did this, Shums, not 3. Why, of course it has. Quite. Now, all the clues are here in this cabin for your eyes to see. As I always say, you must not merely look, but observe. Observe and the answer becomes clear. So, impress me. I think I can manage that. He hasn't disembarked at all. His trunk is still here. Well, large trunk.
Take that!
No? Not his trunk. Mikotoba,
No games now, my words. Were they not? Come, chums. Where's the fun in life without a little fooling around, Quite right you are. That was a close shave. I better rethink that before I'm the fool here. It's not that. Shikuku just isn't barred 2 hours ago at all. That was a lie, wasn't it? Otherwise, the oven stuff may melt away before your eyes. The drink?
Take that!
Glass containing ice. Oh, the man can tap dance! Perhaps you should have cleared away the glass. How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted despite being abandoned 2 hours ago. It would appear that the man was here in this very cabin until moments before our arrival. With this well-chilled glass in hand. Get your mind off refreshment, Sholmes. One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our onboarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff? But why would Seishiro run from us? Yeah, why? We're not trying to kill him. Before we consider the question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying that this first-class cabins of the SS Grouse are the same ones in which you and Mr. Jigoku accommodate on your voyage from Japan? Oh, that's right, they are. I was in the cabin next door and Seishiro was... yes. 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage, as I suspected, for you see... there are traces in this cabin of a dark secret that Mr. Jigoku had to hide. Is it behind the painting? What traces? I know nothing about this. Ah, this is news to you, is it, Mr. Stroganoff? Sholmes, what exactly are you getting at? As I said, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activity. Something that has appeared out of place, which I'm quite sure won't have escaped your notice. Something out of place in here? The rules! It's the key to this, Mikotoba. The remnants of a dark deed that took place in here are being masked by something quite incordious. I must say, I didn't foresee ever doing this dance of deduction with you again, Mikotoba. No, quite. But life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we all know. Now then, let's see if I can uncover the truth here. Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow. This thingy... Oi, mate! Oi! It's the rule of passage in this frame here. You're obviously out of place. Man, I wish Ryonosuke would do tap dancing or something fun. Mikotoba is actually a pretty chill dude. He's not all like straight-laced silent dude. He actually has a little bit of fun with him. The way they're hanging crooked on the wall, as if they were pulled there in a hurry. Yes, as I'm sure you've already concluded. That frame was originally over here. The shape and size are perfectly matched. Da, you are right. When did frame move? Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroganoff? I would think your captain's quite justified in having his reservation about your reliability. Oh dear. You really did seem to touch a nerve. So, Mikotoba, why did you lift that frame off the wall? Is there blood behind it? There's a bullet! That looks like a bullet hole. What? Who has been shooting walls? I see, the projectile has been removed. Clearly, the carefully occupants of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff. I have the distinct impression that you're attempting to shield said occupant. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern stranger? So we're talking about the same man, I see. Good. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains the reason why you're lying for the man. Yes, you've been told to keep us... This pretense is clearly shown by... I really don't know how to approach this one, Sholmes. My dear Mikotoba, simply keep first principles in mind. Study your subject from every angle. and I'm quite sure that you'll see it. In fact, I put a wager on it. So I'm to glare at the fellow from all sides? I can certainly do that. Was he bribed? He was bribed. The tap dancing is so cute. It's almost too obvious for words. Right, the universal language of the world. Money. Ah. And I wager that the Eastern fellow in question is Seisho Jigoku. Yes? No! So, I presume you realize that what this means. There are clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin. And the way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice. But I believe you know, Mr. Stroganoff. You know where Mr. Jigoku is hiding at this precise moment in time. As always, Mikotoba, in matters of deduction, the furtive glance is your unfaltering ally. Yes, I think you're onto something, Sholmes. You found the chink in this burly fellow's armor. We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding. In the slightest flicker of the pupils, a minutely delayed blink, nothing escapes my attention, even though it's just barely perceptible. You could hardly call this barely perceptible, Sholmes. The man's turning his entire head. It's not exactly what you describe as furtive glance, is it? It's almost too obvious. We shall let your tapping toes decide, my dear fellow. This giant thing? I'm gonna miss that. You turned immediately to look at this large trunk, didn't you? Ah! The truth is, Seisho Jigoku was unable to escape from the ship in time, and is, at this very moment, doing his best to stifle his breath inside this trunk. If he still has the breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. I imagine he didn't count on us making a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long. I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to open the trunk as quickly as possible. But how can we? Are you forgetting about the combination lock? We don't know the 7-digit code. The combination lock can't be opened from the inside of the trunk. Therefore, there must have been an arrangement for somebody to open after its departure. His hand! It doesn't say Sholmes. In short, before Jigoku hid himself inside the trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. As I'm sure you can confirm, Mr. Stroganoff. Oh, no! I know nothing about combination code! Don't move a muscle, my good seaman. Eh? Now, Mikotoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk? How on earth do you expect me? It's a 7-digit number, remember. Quickly now, we have little time. Review scene. It's 5231045. 52301. Oh, 1045. Okay. 1045.
Take that!
Huzzah!
That did it. It opened. You had to meddle, didn't you? Damn. Well, Eugen, you found me now. Very smart rushman. Yes, I'm smart. Very smart. Seishiro, what the hell are you doing in there? I was really hoping beyond hope not to find you here, you know. Safety is #1 priority. Shoving yourself in a box with limited oxygen is a very smart option. Very safe. But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it. No, quite. I just wish there was some other way. Well, are you ever going to introduce me? Ah, Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholmes. I've read stories of many of your exploits. Excuse my manners, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jigoku, my old friend and traveling companion. The devil's in the details, Mikotoba. I believe you meant to say, your old friend and traveling companion. You made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour. I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor. Well, Seishiro, are you gonna explain all this? You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, was that 3 days ago, on the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here on this very ship. By the Reaper of the Bailey. Yes, I've since heard. Because you were once prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago now, mind you? And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived in London to find the symposium was postponed until goodness knows when, it became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. So you decided to flee the capital, without saying a word to me about it. I'm afraid so, yes. Of course I realize now. And I really ought to have confided in you. It's somewhat surprising, I must say. What is? Well, first-class cabins aboard luxury steamships are in very short supply. And it's more than a little hard to believe that this has just happened to be available. So says the protagonist of some colorful short stories. Well, I don't care for your opinion. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased the ticket, and here I am. I've just seen for myself the obvious remnant of that incident in the cabin. I returned from killing monsters and selling orbs and boxes. Welcome back. Good work on surviving the horrors of repossession. So you already purchased your return ticket before you've been docked in Dover, had you? To prevent anyone else taking this cabin and seeing the evidence. Is that it? Eugen, I have nothing to say to you. Well, in a mere 5 minutes, this ship will set off in its onward voyage to not make port until Italy. I'm afraid we must insist that you disembark with us at once. You have no jurisdiction over my movements. We have this, Seishiro. Take it. What is this? It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramifications of ignoring a document like this would be from British court it would be. You came prepared then, Eugen. Come on, let's go. One moment. What is it, Sholmes? Inside Mrs. Jikoku's trunk, I found this rather fascinating trinket. What is it? What is that? Seishiro? I can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small component from something. But what? I have no idea. By the look on his face, I think he generally doesn't know. I think I know what it is. This pocket is a small souvenir for our brief sojourn to France. A small component has been entered into the court records. Well, young Naruto, I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on the shoulders of you and your assistant. I think I know where the knob is from, which doesn't make me feel good, because then this leads to more problems. Cosmo Sogi. Okay, so we have component, right? So, oh no. New model? New model! Hello, Ari! Yes, I am now a physically moving person! No more a 2D picture. Say hello to the baby, that unfortunately has no say in having this plush body, but he will be with us whenever you guys want to have the dog around. Hey, how are you? I think it's to this. So the component, that thing, is on Gregson's watch. Yeah, this is Gregson's pocket watch, which means the only way his watch would have broken off that tiny little knob is if he was in that trunk. But I don't think Gregson would let him put him in the trunk. So I'm gonna have to say he probably died on that ship. But then the problem is like, how do you keep a body from decomposing so quickly? But the fancy ship has a fridge, hence the ice drink. So either he chucked a bunch of ice in there to keep him from decomposing, or he put him in the ship's refrigerator before somehow dumping his body in the little house, or that little like hideaway house. But then the question is, how do you transport his body there? Which also means Shikoku might have killed him. Oh, wait. He probably disembarked with Gregson's body in here. Well, it was in the freezer, and then he probably stopped by the house or someone did it for him. I think Shikoku's... Oh, shit. Ah! Okay, did you rig it yourself? No, I drew the whole model myself. Well, I drew all the clothes and everything, which I will never do again because it was a lot. It was so much. The problem was on my drawing tablet, the colors look great and everything, but on my main gaming monitor and my side monitor and like other monitor, it doesn't look right. There are some colors that don't come out right, where you can see certain things on like one screen but it's not visible on the other, and so I like keep redoing and redrawing everything, and that just took more and more time. So I couldn't do the rigging because I've seen how much rigging you have to do, and I'm like, oh, I can't. This will be another 2 years, and next thing I know, I'm like, you know what, I'm never gonna debut it. So only the drawing, but the rigging was done by Shiki Live 2D. They're really nice. They were like super patient with me. I had like no idea what I was doing, and the guy was like, you need to do this and put it this way and do it that way, and for me to do it this way. I was like, oh, okay, cool, thank you. I know you, and I know you wouldn't lie, but still, there's no doubt that you're holding something back. You know more than you're saying. How many layers do you have? I think I had like almost up to 200, depending on some stuff. Cause I have to separate the back, the front, the side, and then like if I had like texture or shadowing or anything, that was another layer, and then I had to do separate parts for each part to move separately, as well as like different layers, so that way you could hide like when I turn certain directions, like it would kind of like be able to cover like any openings. So it was a lot. it was so ridiculously hard just to like make sure everything like flowed properly. During the 30 minutes while this course adjourned, all possible efforts were expended. But sadly, Mr. Chikoku's whereabouts could not be ascertained. We must accept the unfortunate conclusion that the Reaper has already done the deed. There's no sense in wasting any more of this court's time. The prosecution calls for an immediate verdict. You were like really ready to just toss me under the bus, huh? No, trial cannot end now. We're not done yet. You're a Japanese man, Ryunosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword. Okay. I'm asking because after I made my PNG, I have more and more people asking when I'll do full model or rig it, and I'm like, I don't know. I think rigging it it's that's like one of the harder parts too, because then there's like a lot of things to like make the mesh, and then you have to make sure like you can turn it correctly to where it doesn't look awkward, and then like there's a lot of gluing involved, and like trying to make everything work perfectly, or it has to be layered a certain way. I've watched enough like Twitter and YouTube videos and I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this. There's no way. And you should know never to presume when the battle's won. The court has already been presented with all the evidence and heard all relevant testimony, and could only be one conclusion. The accused is guilty. All relevant testimonies? Far from it. There's still a crucial witness, from whom this court has yet to hear a single word of testimony. In that case, call your witness to the stand at once, counsel. Well, if you ever get your model rigged and drawn, yeah, I would like to see it one day. If you ever decide to like make that, you know, transition from PNG to live 2D. Yes, my lord. Tomorrow, if possible. The witness is already on his way and scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Who on earth is this crucial witness? Seishiro Jikoku, the very man allegedly murdered by the Reaper. Judge Jikoku? You found him? Yeah. You make it sound like we weren't supposed to find him. But the investigation of every policing resource in the capsule just says Jikoku's already dead. No, your policing is flawed and shitty. How in the name of God did you find the man? He was located in France during the recess at the port of Dunkirk. Thanks to one of Mr. Herlock Sholmes' famous deductions. Herlock Sholmes. Inspector Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jikoku on the night of his death, because along with Prosecutor Sogi, Gregson was on the mission to assassinate this man. Which means that Seishiro Jikoku is the sole witness who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grouse on the 31st of October. Well, it would appear that it's too soon to move to education at this point. The prosecution concurs. The court must hear Mr. Jikoku's testimony. No judgment should be passed until all testimony has been considered. The amount of times I've been asked about it, it might be sooner because the people asking me about it are the ones who are definitely the most influential in whatever I can do it or not. Okay. Well, I mean, did you get to find an... Well, first, are you drawing it yourself, or did you find an artist to help make everything? In that case, I hereby call the end of today's proceeding. Courts will reconvene at the same hour tomorrow. I'll be drawing it myself. Ooh! Are you doing like, will you do like simplistic, like minimalist clothing, or are you gonna do like every detail you possibly can? Because that was the problem with me. I had to decide how much detail I wanted this to be. No objections from either side. No, my lord. No objections, my lord. We live to fight another day. By the skin of our teeth. I have no idea if I will have clothes at all because I'm a skeleton. Skeletons can have clothes. Oh man, this first part took like 3 hours. Ugh. There's probably like 4 more parts to this. I will say, but I don't think I'll be able to continue on to the next part because that's like super long. You know what? I'm gonna take a... We'll put a pin on this. Let's head back this way. Let me slide back over and say hello. They can, they'll probably be bare bones, no pun intended. I mean, skeletons, the nice thing about that is they can have anything they want. They can be in their birthday suits, or you could have them fancied up. Or you could have, I mean, they have more accessories than anything, I feel like. You could do whatever the hell you want, and then it just work. I'm gonna go get out. Have a good night and rest of your stream. Thank you, Jin Laboon. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. It was nice to see you again. Come by when you're free. I'm also gonna end eventually soon, because usually these Ace Attorney games, they like are so long and take a lot out of me, especially talking. So this will be just a little wind down. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, for some of the stuff I did, like the design on some of the decals, like this on the armband, that took a little bit of time figuring out how to do it, and then I took way too much time on this thing because I was like, oh, I wanted a dangling badge, but then I had to figure out how to draw it. And then I was like, the jacket, the design on that. And then I took too much time with this, the jaded knots. I was like, oh, I kind of want something dangling around. Let me do that. So because every time I looked at something, I was like, let me add this. I want it to be a little more fun. It took way too much time. Because then I had to figure out how, like, when you turn, if it, like, even turns properly or not. That depended on the person who was rigging it. Oh, I'm going to put dog away. Dog. I've been holding dog the whole time. My arm hurts. There's that. So, I mean, if it's easier to do the skeleton, go for it. But, I mean, no harm for detail or accessories. Alright. I'm gonna go crawl into bed. Let me just... thank you. Ooh, you got Akron's weapon. Congrats. I just have to go back. Wait, wouldn't that be her light cone? We don't have weapons for... Are we talking about Honkai or our mod of Honkai? Hold on for a second. I'll put this back on. I'm just gonna. It's Honkai. But wait, then it's a light cone. They don't have weapons, don't they? No, right? It's only light cones, right? That's all I remember. They don't. So yeah, I got Akron's weapon. So then it's a light cone then. It's not a weapon then, right? It's really like okay. I was like, wait, they have weapons now? How I haven't been gone that long. So when did we get weapons? I was like gonna look through like all of like on the internet and be like, when the fuck did they update and add weapons? It's only been a week since I played. What do you mean they have weapons now? There's more things I have to buy? No, I still have to get Casteries up and running. I have been very lazy about that. And then I've been getting emails like, hey, we updated the story. You should come back in. There's like more fun stuff. And I'm like, I know, but life and me planning poorly and procrastinating and shit. So I will get back eventually. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll probably... Will you play 1.5 of Infinity Nikki? I will. I did take a look at the stream yesterday about the updates. What? You don't want me to play? I can stop. I'll stop if you want. I won't play the cute dress up game anymore if that's what you mean. I mean, you would be saving me a couple $100 from, you know, to life being busy. Oh, okay. I was like, man, you've never been passionate about me not playing a gacha game, especially Infinity Nikki. I was like, what happened? It'll be first and last time I pull for a Lycon. Really? But Lycons are so... Well, they're not important. There are like the 4-star versions, which aren't too bad, but you know. But they're so nice to have. Spend all that money. Get the whole set. Do the whole thing. Leave no part unset. But yeah, it's gone busy. But I'm hoping now that spring is here, summer's about to be here, it'll be like less busy at work. But some stupid bullshit stuff happens at work, so I don't know what's gonna be happening the next few days or whatever is gonna go on and ruin my joy. It makes me reconsider if I want to stay there or not. Now they're finally adding Twitch drops. Oh yeah, I forgot to check if they had that. I know Wuwa has it, and I was like, I haven't seen it for Infinity Nikki. I guess they won't do that. But that would be more incentive to actually stream it. Be like, you guys need stuff here. I'll put it on for a couple hours. Get your Nikki stuff. They will starting at 1.5. Okay. Yay! I think I'm more excited with the whole color changing thing. Like with the palette when they're showing it. I was like, oh, I can finally change this pants color because I don't like it in this one. Or the shoes. I was like super excited about that. It's like, finally, I can change things how I want it. But then the only problem is how I'm going to get paint or however to recolor everything. Because that's just more material farming than we're already doing now. So... more work. I need more time. I have to not sleep, but I love sleep because I love my bed. Hold on, let me put something on. Ooh, sorry, that was loud. Here. Color changing, more evolutions. Did you see the bathtub? I didn't see that. I think I was probably getting something, but I didn't. There's a bath. We have a bathtub. Do we have a house? Can I decorate the house? Nikki can finally stop being stinky. No, girls, she is a magical girl. There's no such thing as stink. She is forever spring fresh. Okay? She never smelled in the first place. The bathtub is just, you know, just to flaunt her access to money. I don't know. She has a lot of money out there somewhere that unfortunately I don't have enough blings to show. Running that much with those socks? Come on. They are magically enhanced to never have sweat or smell, okay? That's why she can run through those fields, hike up that mountain, go through that water with no problem. House Republican 1.6? Did they say if we're allowed to have one in each region? You know? Just be like, yeah, since you're like a stylist and as a thank you for saving our asses, here's a new house. Take this house. Decorate how you will. There's like 3 layers of perfume. I think it's 4, right? Because there's one for the hand, face, leg, and then there's like something else, I think, right? But look, sometimes one perfume is like a great smell, but then you're like, I want to show off this smell too and that smell too. So she'll layer it on. Hair, hands, and perfume? I could have sworn there was 4. This is what happens when I don't play long enough. This or my hiatus. Yeah, that's my long ass hiatus from the game. No. I still have to get the last perfume. I think that was one quest I couldn't do because I couldn't find it, or it was behind another quest. But make sure you grab the redeems before they expire. The codes, right? No, don't do it! Oh wait, I don't have it on. Oh, thank God I don't have it on. Oh wait, no. I have it on now? Is it on now? Hold on, I'm trying to see if it'll work, cause some of the stuff has kind of like overloaded the PC, so it's kind of like been choppy. Uh-oh. Right, are you is it alive? Do you work? Oh, it works. Okay. There we go. Insung, do you have another one? Hold on. I'm just gonna shrink myself down and just be like, you can't hit me. You can't hit me. No. You jerk. I forgot to take out the bear, didn't I? Hold on. I must remove bear. Bear cannot be allowed to stay. I'll do that later. Ugh, that hurts. See, I would never throw a hamburger like that. Full force, like a rocket. It's also a waste of food. I'm like, I should stop wasting food. But like, I also don't know how to replace some of the items tossed at me. I'm gonna look it up. But I was gonna be like, you know, you guys can throw like stellar gems or like diamonds and stuff at me. Just cause, you know, I need it for every gacha pull I need. So toss me those freebies. I'll need it. 1.5 will be interesting because I think something they're adding will explain how Infinity Nikki Universe relates to previous games universe. Oh, they'll tie into the other mobile game. Okay. It would be nice to see some of the old outfits kind of be transferred from the mobile to this one. Maybe not like the big heavy like mech outfits. That would be like, I wouldn't, it's not gonna be hard to explain, but it'd just be like we would have to make a world for it. Just be like, yeah, futuristic stuff, tech outfit, here you go. There's some story stuff that will explain things. Okay. I wonder if they'll put in... Infinity Nikki was on mobile? Not Infinity Nikki, but it was Nikki Dress Up Queen. Let me see if I could find it actually. It was this mobile game. Let me see. Dress Up Queen. Can I spell? I cannot spell. This one was out since like early 2000s, I think. Right? When was this game released? This game was 2015, so this game has been out for like a long time. I think I played that one the most when I was in college because I needed a game to play that didn't like require Wi-Fi connection. Or no, didn't need like a big amount of Wi-Fi. There are like 5 mobile Nikki games, yeah. I think all of them are more like visual novels. I never finished Love Nikki, the mobile game, just because I think I got stuck or I got bored, and then I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with college anyway, so I don't need this game anymore, and I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. anymore. E119, I made it, sorry I'm late. Hello, Will. I'm actually kind of ending soon, I'm sorry. But welcome, you made it, yay! Welcome back to the room. First Nikki games from 2012? Let me see if I've actually seen it. Hold on. Let's see. Wait, I think it was under Love Nikki. What company was this by again? I forgot. Anyway, how's your day, Will? Welcome back. Hello Nikki, Let's Beauty Up was one. Love Nikki, Dress Up Queen. Infinity Nikki, Shiny Nikki. Then Nikki Up to You series? I've never seen this one. Huh. I think there's only 4. The 5th one is this latest one, Infinity Nikki. The earliest one was 2012's Dress Up Story? And that was later released a year later in China or something. This one's more like the visual novel, I think. I don't recognize this one. It's been good. How's yours? Busy day, kind of. Ah! In the face. I was running errands with my mom, and then like we went looking around for like plants. She's been like doing her like gardening phase of her life where she just wants to put plants and bushes and everything around the house. And unfortunately, I don't know what plant she wants. She has a picture, but I need a name to be able to see if we're looking at the right thing. But she's like, no, no, no. It's a shrub with flowers that like grow this big or that tiny, and it has like this particular shape and flower. And I'm like, that doesn't help me. There's too many plants in the world that looks and sound like that. You need a name. She's like, I don't know the name. I just know what it looks like. She wants to improve the feng shui. There's too much improvement of feng shuis, okay? Some of the plants we already planted, they're not thriving, okay? Before we go into full, like, redecorating of the front lawn, I would like to see if some of the plants in the front lawn that we put before can survive and thrive. Because if not, it's gonna, like, look really weird. Some of these plants are gonna be, like, dehydrated or, like, just dried or, like, overwatered or like, just in a really bad shape. So I'm just like... There's a lot of plants, okay guys? Just keep these alive first, and then we'll go to those over there. But then after that, she was like, you know, I'm hungry. Let's go get something to eat. So went out, got a little bit of lunch with her, did some errands again, and then came home and took a nap because I forgot to drink water all day until a couple hours into stream just now. So thank you guys in advance who did make me hydrate. Thank you for thinking of my kidneys. And that's pretty much my whole day. So, very boring. Slept in. Sleeping in. 10 out of 10. Would do it every day if I could. Although not tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to go somewhere for like a work-related thing. I'm actually going out to hang out with coworkers. I never thought the day would come where I would do it. I was like, you know, let's just keep it professional, you know? I come into work, do my job, we talk, small talk in the office, and then when I'm done, I leave. And we never see each other until tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm gonna be seeing them and their kids, and I'm gonna just be like, why did I say yes to this? So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Coincidentally, I had to go visit my parents today because they bought a blueberry and lemon plant and need me to dig a hole. I saw a lot of lemon trees, and then there was like, ooh, thank you. Yay! Keep hydrating. I will try. All I drank was like a matcha latte that was more iced than latte, and then I think a large can of soda. Or Sprite, I think. Oh no, Sprite and Coke. Something like that. We saw like a lot more like blueberry trees, elderberry trees, like a lot of like fruit bushes, and then there was like a lemon tree, and then there was like a passion fruit? Or was that hydrangea? No, it was a hibiscus, that's what I saw. There was like a lot of other trees, but like no bushes or anything that my mom was looking for, and she was like getting frustrated. She was like, where the hell is it? I could have sworn I've seen it. I'm like, are you talking about this? Because it looks close to what you described. And she's like, no, that's a rose bush. That's not what I want. Those are hard to keep alive, and they have like so many issues trying to keep pests off them. I'm like, oh, I'm done. I'm not made for green. I mean, I don't think I look good in green, but also like, I don't have a green thumb, okay? Plants will die under my care. They will not survive. Even succulents. Succulents, you know, they're hardy things, but they will not survive under me. There are 8 coats with expirations coming up soon? Oh, shit. I will go look onto that. I'm sure someone on Reddit has it posted, right? I do need the diamonds. I have been away too long, so I won't have enough for the new update if there's a cute outfit coming out. And I know there was an outfit coming up, but sometimes I'm like, I didn't like how that looked. It's not really cute. I don't think I want it. No thanks. There are 2 cute outfits coming out. I'm just gonna wait and see what they look like effect-wise. Because sometimes, like, it's cute, but then when you use it in the field, it's like, not really. Not wanting it. And then it has to kind of, like, mesh with the other clothes you already got. Do you know what they do? I haven't looked that far into it, actually. You know, we have a little bit of time. Let's Google that real quick. Let's see. Infinity Nikki's new outfit. No, wrong typing. That is not it. Timestamp those for you, Discord. I know, and then I think I was like doing something in between. I was like, oh, I'll look back at it later. And then I had like goldfish brain memory. I mean, they look cute, but then I'm like, they're more for like, I don't know. I don't think you can work that into everyday outfits for some of these. Snowy Ballad, Siren Mermaid theme. I saw that one. Walks on Water, creates frozen path. Co-op partner, Star of Paris, Snowy Ballad, Rose Reverie. Stars in the Mirror, Crimson Feather, which I saw the Phoenix dress one was really nice, but honestly, I don't think you could work that in with like a regular outfit or like match with too many things. I don't know. Carry your partner, 4-star Crimson Feather, Celestial Whisper, whimsical ability to see Nikki fall asleep. I guess that's cute. I mean, like they visually look nice. I will admit to that. It's just trying to figure out how to pair them with other outfits with parts of their dresses will just be hard. I'll probably play that sometime next week when I have like time after work though, because I do have a lot of catching up. I want to get the Crimson Feather, but what's the other alternative outfit you wanted? What did you want instead? Tell me. Snowy Ballad will probably pair well with the Daughter of the Lake. I think it will, because they have similar like color palettes, and then it has almost similar vibes to it, so it could make either one better. Like one or two parts from one or the other outfit put onto it. In terms of practicality, Snowy Ballad will probably be more useful. Maybe. I think all the outfits are getting one new evolution as well. Wait, evolution? Like, not the recoloring, right? Yeah, actually I'm gonna take my time with this one. There's like a bunch of other things I wanted to do too. Recolor, which will be tied to the dyeing system. Yay! So, I think I'm more concerned about like if I am gonna recolor, how much material farming am I doing now? Aside from the usual of getting like every item to make like the other dresses and clothes. Let me actually look at this one. Oh wait, I forget. You can't redeem codes outside of it. I'll actually have to go into the game to redeem it, won't I? I can't spell for the life of me. Yeah, redeem in-game. That's like the one thing I don't want to do, because I don't want to have to log into the game now, because it's just feel like we have a bunch of like things you gotta download into your game because you haven't played in so long. This will take an hour. Exonia, thank you for the head pats. Did you redeem Revelry's Season DC? I don't think I did. Oh wait, I can do this online. I don't have to go into the game. Awesome! They do have something you can redeem online. This makes me feel a lot better. Yay! I think they finally listened. That's 4, and then I don't know if this one will work at all. That didn't work. Oh no, that didn't work.
Fire! Fire!
Yeah, they created a website on that so Apple players can stop getting screwed over. Finally, even though I'm not a main Apple player. PC all the way. Yay! Revelry Season DC might expire. Warm Spring Bonus expires on the 29th. I think I just got that one. I just like chucked it in there and be like, please redeem. Oh, that code expired. That code expired. Revelry Season expired. Okay, it's too late. It's alright, it's fine, don't worry. I have most of it, so Revelry Season and Grow Power is just, no. Too late. It's okay. It's fine. I got a good majority of it, so I'm happy about it. No Strange Links. I think I redeemed that one too. I did that one, yeah. That one's good. And then I think the Discord one is too late. Oh no, I could get the Discord one. Oh, okay. New story awaits. That one's expired. New Year Bliss is way expired. Yeah. And then Robo Season Re is expired. Okay. I think I got everything. These 5 expire on May 5th. Alright. I just got them, so I am good. I have everything I kind of need. Everything else is just up to gotcha at this point. Alright. So, I think I'll stop here for tonight. I do have to really get up early tomorrow. 20 free pulls, but I won't get the 5-star. Maybe like one piece. One part of the 5-star. Usually it's like the 4 stars that come out more often for me than the 5. No worries though. I will be patient. That's all I can honestly do. Alright, good night guys. Thank you for popping by again. Thank you for returning to the living room. Thank you for stream. Have a good night. I hope you guys have something to drink, a little snack. If it's not too late. Hopefully it's not too late. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then we'll see where we go from there. The hoodie makes you look upset. My character. Good night. Kind of. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to turn into a ball and just be like, I don't want to see anything. I'm just so tired. I'm just roll into the couch on the floor. Which I will do that in just 2 seconds. So, take care everyone. Good night.